Me and my best mate Jimmy are back at our very own cafe here at the end of Southend Pier. Who's hungry?
Because we're passionate about cooking up great food to share with friends and family.
Lovely flavour.
That's delicious. That's really, really good.
We've invited down a whole host of very special mates.
Hello.
To help out in the kitchen.
It's getting hot, it's getting hot, it's getting hot!
Because the weekends are for feasting. Thank food, it's Friday. On tonight's menu, I'll be cooking up an epic southern fried chicken. This is stuff that makes me really, really happy, guaranteed.
I'll show you how to make a real Italian pizza in a couple of plant pots.
Just listen to that crunch.
And this series, our food fight is to cook up brilliant grub with stuff that normally gets thrown away. First up, ugly veg.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I think that is awesome. Way! They should have a party. The thing I love about Southend, Kerry-Ann, when the sun shines, it looks amazing.
Helping us out in the kitchen is my old student, Kerry-Ann.
Right, there's your tea for table 6.
Oh, do you feel like making sandcastles later?
Can I bury ya?
Yeah, up to the neck.
And give you some mermaid boobs and a tail? Can I do that?
We've got a menu board full of amazing feasts for you to try this weekend. And joining us for a cook-up, an award-winning actress and lover of all things food.
Hello! Kate Hudson, everyone!
Oh,
Come in. You're right. Can I sit down for you? What a pleasure.
Pleasure. Can I scoot up?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to the longest pleasure pier in the world. We're going to do some cooking today, aren't we?
I'm so excited.
Very, very exciting.
Yeah.
And how long are you in England for?
This trip only a couple days,
Right.
but I'm living here. Like, we're here half the time now.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So you're a local?
I'm a local.
Okay. So your mum, legend. Your dad, legend. And I've had the pleasure of going out to dinner with your mother a couple of years ago. Yeah, lovely, lovely, lovely lady.
Isn't she fun?
Yeah, really good. But I could tell that she was a cooker. You know when you know.
She's one of the ones, she'll go to a restaurant and taste something and she'll go home and next thing you know it's like, that's pretty close, Mom. Like, that's...
So growing up, what was your sort of food like? What were the influences?
My mom was raised by a very Jewish mother, and with that it is eat.
Yeah.
And if anything is wrong, you eat.
Yeah.
If you're really happy, you eat. You know, and
You're sad,
it's like,
you eat.
You do everything.
Does Mum get to learn from you now? Because obviously you're the next generation.
Yeah, well,
You've got different vibes going on. You hang in different places.
Different vibe. For me, it's tacos. So everybody wants
Soft
me
or
to
crunchy?
make tacos. Right in between.
Ooh.
My dad actually told me I should do a Katie's taco truck, which I was like, I love that idea, but I don't know if I'm gonna have the time to do the taco truck. But
You know, Khalees is doing it now.
Khaleesi?
Khalees, you know, the singer.
I thought you were gonna say Khaleesi from Game of Thrones. I
Oh,
was
no,
like,
sorry.
Khaleesi as a taco truck?
Are you a big Game of Thrones fan?
Huge.
I'm obsessed by it. Love it.
Completely obsessed.
So you kind of go, I wish I was in that. Can I not get a part? Can I not have a cameo?
I think it would turn into a comedy routine if I was in Game of Thrones.
I got phoned up by the exec producer of your man from New Zealand, who does
The guy who did Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Peter Jackson.
The worst thing that happened to me was I got phoned up and asked, did I want to go and cook for Peter Jackson's birthday, the big birthday? And if I did, they'd fly me over and I could be a hobbit in the show.
Did you do it?
No, I was working. I couldn't get out of it, and I really wanted to be. I wanted to be a little
The
stubbly, little
hair
coy.
and the
I would have
little
got right
feet.
into it as well, and I wouldn't have. I would have taken the outfit home and everything. Jules, let's make love as a hobbit.
She'd love that.
She's like, honey, you don't need the outfit.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's pretty much what she said. Actually, are you hungry?
I'm actually starving.
Have you got a bit of flex in those jeans?
I do.
Okay, because
Very
the
much.
first thing that we're going to feast on today is an incredible southern fried chicken. Do you want to try some?
Yes.
But as well as serving it up to Kate and the diners, I want to show you lot at home how to make it. Southern fried chicken, yes. This is going to be an epic weekend feast if you do it properly, with love and care and attention. gourmet fast food is bang on trend, and this artisan version is delicious. This isn't about bargain buckets, my friends. This is about soul food. Comes in 3 parts, ladies and gents. We've got the brining, we've got buttermilking and flouring. It's going to be incredible. So, part 1, love, care and attention, starts with a brine. What's it going to do? It's going to flavour the meat, it's going to hydrate the meat, so you're going to get a juicy poultry bird. It's really, really clever. To make the flavoured brine, use a handful of black peppercorns, a few sprigs of thyme, 4 fresh bay leaves, and 4 garlic cloves. We're going to add 100 grams of salt. You're not going to eat all of that, so don't start getting all worried about, you know, health and stuff like that. This is a brine. And 100 grams of brown sugar. Quite like the brown sugar, it's got a more complex flavour. It's obviously less refined. Finish with 400 ml of water. Give it all a stir and bring it to the boil. Then take it off the heat. Add another 400 millilitres of water in there. Let this fully cool down, and then I'm going to submerge this meat into there. It's going to kind of be the ultimate chicken. We want a sweet, sticky meat for this finger-licking good feast, so 4 free-range chicken drumsticks and 4 thighs. Keep the skin on and score right down to the bone. This, of course, will let flavour in. It will also let the flour stick to more surface area, and that means more crispy bits. So in with the thighs and in with the drumsticks. I think that you know this is going to be good. So just cover that with some greaseproof paper or cling film it. Whack it in the fridge, and I put it in there overnight, 12 hours minimum, and that's the beginning of the incredible flavour process. See you in 12. Now, if you touch the chicken, it feels slightly firmer, but also it has grown in volume, it's hydrated it. It's probably gained about 10%. Give it a little shake and straight into a Ziploc bag. Then, guys, you're ready for stage 2. Buttermilk, you can get it in all the supermarkets. It's kind of like a liquid yogurt. And in marinade, it's absolutely spectacular. Why? Because the acidity in it just has this incredible way of breaking down sort of tough meat. And it's going to help to flavour and tenderise this chicken. So I'm going to squeeze the air out of the bag, and there we go. That can get wrapped up, and we put that in the fridge for another 8 hours. And you might be thinking, is it worth it while we do it? Of course, just get a bit of chicken. Just put it in flour and fry it. It won't taste anything like this. You know, you can always cheat, but fantastic feasts at the weekend are about preparing for it. So, now it's the exciting bit. This is the kind of secret spice bit that they say, you know, so many secret blended spices and stuff like that. It's not that secret, I'll give it to you. Start with 200 grams of plain flour. Then it's just 1 teaspoon each of baking powder, smoked paprika, cayenne, and onion and garlic powder. Season with salt and pepper and give it a good old mix. Then go in with the chicken. Just get your fingers in and have a good old toss around. You've given this chicken some serious TLC. Now it's time to fry. Half fill a sturdy pan with sunflower oil and heat to 180 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to do like a 2-tone cooking. Colour it up and get it crispy in the oil. As soon as it looks nice and golden and gorgeous, after about 5 minutes, put it in the tray. Do the same with the thighs, and that way we can then put it in the oven for about half an hour until the meat comes away from the bone, and it will be crisp and gorgeous. Drumsticks first, slowly put them in. It's looking very, very beautiful already. For one final aromatic flavour hit, grab a few sprigs of thyme, dip in some excess oil in the tray, and then sprinkle it all over the chicken. So I'm going to whack this in the oven now at 170 degrees Celsius. Next up, I'm going to show you the most incredible red cabbage pickle kind of salad that goes with it and is amazing. Start by toasting a big handful of fennel seeds in a hot pan. In a separate bowl, go in with 100 millilitres of red wine vinegar, 1 tablespoon of sugar, a pinch of salt, and finally, those toasted fennel seeds. This is going to be an incredible base for the cabbage. With the red cabbage, we just want to basically finely slice it. Then it's straight into the pickling vinegar and really give it a good old mix-up. Go on, get your hands in there. When you're tossing it up, feel free to sort of scrunch it a little bit. Let's have a taste. Mmm, so good. Time to bring all this southern goodness together. Pickle first. Get your incredible crispy chicken. Look at that. I know, I'm so excited. For me personally, what I love about this and the whole kind of idea of this is you take something junk and you apply the old values. Love, care, attention, the brining, the marinating, the flour with the secret blend or not so secret blend. And we create a mountain of delicious, loved food. This is finger-licking chicken like you've never tasted before. Super crispy on the outside, ultra juicy and tender on the inside. And to set it off perfectly, I'm serving it with baked sweet potatoes, peppery watercress, wedges of lemon, and of course, my crunchy, vibrant, fresh pickle. This is the most fantastically indulgent weekend feast that everyone will love. Purple, orange, and that golden brown crunch. Let's take a bit of that beautiful chicken, a little squeeze of lemon juice. Oh my God. It's just tender, crispy outside. And look, it's fried, so it is rich. But then when you bang that in your gob, it's so delicious. For me, this is stuff that makes me really, really happy, guaranteed. I love it, and I hope everyone at the cafe loves it as much as I do. Service, please!
Table 2. Bon appetit.
Don't hold back, guys, get stuck in.
That is amazing. That's absolutely delicious.
Okay, are you ready to get in on this?
Look at that color.
What's your favourite bit, the leg or the thigh?
I'm gonna eat the drumstick.
I want to see you getting in there, fingers
Just
crossed.
incredible.
That's amazing. Yum.
Is this kind of a flavour of your childhood?
Yeah, big time.
Now, darling, I know you're on your 5th bit of chicken, and I love you for that, but we have got to cook for these people.
Wow.
Now, you've chosen a dish.
I did.
Okay, what is the dish you've chosen and why?
I chose a vindaloo. So I'm gonna go Indian because growing up, my mom, she started to go to India in like the 70s. And it was
Amazing.
like she'd come back with pink hair. And so growing up, it was sort of like very more traditional American food and then like Indian. Indian food is so incredibly aromatic.
Yeah.
But even more so, the sense of smell for me, you know, I feel like when I get very old, it will be something that I'll always remember as a memory of home.
So vindaloo, a really interesting dish, originally from Portugal, 1600s, and it means meat cooked in wine and garlic, which is quite simple, but we associate it so heavily with India. It's the Portuguese that actually took it to Goa first.
It was a
No
simple
wonder.
Portuguese dish, but then when they got over there, they ran out of wine and they had the vinegar, but then they started making vinegar out of palm, so it kind of evolved. And this is Chef Rego here. He's considered the world's greatest Goan chef, and he's cooked for everyone from the Beatles to Bill Gates. What this guy doesn't know about vindaloo isn't worth knowing. We've spoken to him, we've got his recipe, and we're going to cook this together. It's going to be loads of fun.
Oh, this is so exciting! I'm so excited!
So you're going to have the best time in the kitchen. You're going to learn this recipe, but also you've got to feed this lot.
Guys, are you still hungry? Yeah! Come on in, darling, get your pinny on.
Yeah.
Let's do some cooking.
Let's do this. Let's do it.
Here at our South End Cafe, we've got a menu packed with feasts for a seriously tasty weekend.
Are you still hungry? Yeah! Hollywood actress Kate Hudson is getting a cooking lesson from yours truly, and she's making curry for the whole cafe, a vindaloo. It's very exciting.
Such an honor.
Do you want me to tie you up, or would you like to do it yourself?
Yeah.
Don't worry. I've got loads of recipe tips from the world's top Goan chef, Rego Urbano. Okay, so we're going to start with the base of the curry.
Okay.
As you know, it's a medley of spices. First up, we're toasting coriander seeds, cumin, black peppercorns, and a couple of dried chilies. We want to wake up the spices.
Yes.
You can smell it already, yeah?
Oh, that's pretty serious.
Well, what I'd like to do is, we've got two motions here in the pestle. We've got smashing, right? But then you start muddling. So we want a kind of powder.
Smash and muddle.
Yes. Have you got a pestle and mortar at home?
I do.
Nice. If you'd have said no, I'd have said take that one.
Can I take it anyway?
Yeah.
As a souvenir?
Definitely. So the second part, now we're going into paste action.
Yes.
For Chef Rego, a proper vindaloo is spicy, sour and a little bit sweet. It's about rich, subtle flavours, not the blow-your-head-off curry it's become here. So next, we're adding 6 cloves of garlic and a thumb-sized piece of ginger.
Oh, it smells so good.
And a teaspoon of turmeric.
Look at that color.
Get a bit more aggressive. Think of someone that's getting on your nerves. I won't ask, don't worry.
According to Rego, traditional vindaloos are always made with pork. So we're using free-range belly. Just dice it up.
I think I made one of your pork belly tacos in your 15-minute meals once.
Oh. There you go. How did it turn out?
Pretty good. It didn't take me 15 minutes. It took me about 35 minutes.
That's still pretty good. So now in here now, we're going to go from pounding and we're going to muddling.
Okay.
I'm just adding a little oil, and then they would have used palm vinegar back in the day, and I'm just adding some cider vinegar just because I think pork and apples are kind of good friends. Just keep muddling that. This is the first part of our beautiful vindaloo.
Okay.
And then I'll come back and we'll do the next bit, all right?
All right.
Keep muddling, girl.
How long am I supposed to muddle for?
Oh, until it looks right.
Until it looks right.
While Kate muddles on, next on the menu, we're off to Norfolk for a food fight. Every week, Jimmy and I are hitting the road to fight against one of the biggest food crimes of our time, food waste. This week, we're going to rescue a real underdog, ugly veg. Up to 40% of everything farmers grow gets rejected by supermarkets because it doesn't meet their strict beauty standards.
Supermarkets, everyone shops there. But when you walk in, all the fruit and veg looks the same. Rows and rows of perfect apples, rows and rows of perfect carrots. And I think a lot of people assume that cabbages get to a certain size, carrots grow straight. Listen, there are no straight lines in nature. You get all wiggly, curvy, whatever. And I mean,
look at you.
Look at me.
We've got used to the perfection on display, but as a result, hundreds of thousands of tons of veg are thrown on the scrap heap. But we reckon if most Brits had half an idea of the amount going to waste, they'd be snapping up ugly veg by the trolley load. After all, it's kind of funny looking, and we do love an underdog.
It could be a little bit too big, a bit too small. It might have an extra bit growing out of it. It looks like a funny pair of boobs, or a nose, or a bump, anything
Winkle.
like that.
It seems ridiculous, but British supermarkets say we won't buy ugly veg. Well, we're out to prove them wrong.
I think the great British public are way more open-minded than we give them credit.
We think that with a clever marketing campaign, it would sell. So we'll be going undercover to see if the public will entertain the idea of buying ugly veg. First stop, the farm. Second and third generation farmers, Ollie and Kevin, have been growing carrots and parsnips at Tatterset Farm since 1959.
Nice. Hi there. You must be Kevin, yeah?
Yeah, hi Jimmy.
How are you?
How are you?
Today, almost half of what Kevin and Ollie grow never makes it to the shop, and their future as carrot and parsnip producers is on the line.
Jimmy, I haven't said, but you look great today.
You look fantastic as well.
Yeah, you look hot too.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Here we go, look at this.
Yep, here come the carrots.
Every carrot and parsnip that's dug up at the farm ends up here to be graded and bagged for the supermarkets.
Who dictates to you what kind of veg you can put in those bags?
The supermarkets. We've all got specifications to work to.
The supermarkets stipulate exactly what size, shape and skin quality our veg should have. They maintain if it doesn't look pretty, the public won't buy it.
But do you know what? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I think that is awesome.
Yeah.
Way! They should have a party.
What about that?
No, it looks a bit ugly. Throw it out.
Anything that doesn't make the grade gets chucked.
So when you say throw that out, what happens to them?
Stock feed, basically.
So we'll go to animal feed.
This is a massive waste for farmers. Where A-grade carrots sell for 800 quid a tonne, they practically give the ugly ones away for animal feed for just a tenner.
Endless carrots, one after the other, in the bin, in the bin, in the bin.
This is perfectly good food that could and should be eaten by humans. When 500,000 people in the UK are relying on food banks and over-farming may be damaging the planet, this waste isn't just bonkers, it's bordering on criminal.
It's sad, Jim,
It is so sad.
because this grading is purely aesthetics.
Yep.
They're beautiful, nothing wrong with them at all.
There's no difference whatsoever in taste or nutritional value.
That is sweet as. We need to stop shopping with the eye and start shopping with the brain. That's what we need to do as a nation.
We need to support our farmers. Producing regimental carrots and parsnips isn't easy, and as a farmer myself, I want to get to the root of the problem.
What I want to find out is what it actually takes to produce a perfect carrot, because you really want to avoid any grade outs, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
The lengths farmers have to go to create perfect carrots is extraordinary. Even trying to remove all the stones from their fields. It's like fighting Mother Nature on every front.
You want to wiggle a carrot out here then. Oh look, that's a prime example, isn't it?
Absolutely, there we go.
So here, it's important to get the stones out, because then if a carrot hits a stone, it can then bud off or curve round it, like here.
Absolutely, and then we've got a deformed carrot.
But the biggest reason our veg comes out wonky is the good old British weather.
Tell me about that splitting. What forms
Yeah,
that
the
split?
splitting we've got this year, we had some dry times and then we had a lot of rain as these carrots were maturing up, and what we've got there was a bit of bolting.
It's bolted, what do you mean?
It's bolted on the growth. It said, oh, the weather's nice, I've got some rain, I'm going to grow now, and it grows real fast.
So the plant actually wants to go to seed?
Yes. And then the inner core of the carrot grows really fast, the outer can't develop quick enough, and it causes a split down there.
So out of that one bunch, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carrots, and only 2 will be good enough for the supermarket.
Yes.
What does this mean to your farm, to your business?
So this crop here now, this plot we're looking at there, will make a loss on this crop, for sure. We estimate there's probably 40% in this field that are split.
40%?
40%.
It's not just the loss of the carrots that cost the farmers.
If you rewind that to the days when you're selecting the seed, so 40% of that seed will be wasted.
Absolutely, yeah.
40% of the fuel that goes in your tractor to cultivate this will be wasted.
Yeah.
Labour, all that.
Everything, yeah, will be wasted.
Just because you can't control Mother Nature, a couple of years like this could put you out of the carrot business.
Absolutely.
I don't care if it's got 3 more carrots sticking out or if it looks like John Craven. I don't care. It's going to taste the same. We've got to find a home for these guys.
Let's hope so.
Every week, Ollie and Kevin see between 4 and 10 tonnes of their lovely veg go into animal feed, or worse, landfill.
You ready for this then, Jamie?
Oh my Lord. It's like an avalanche.
We're talking a couple of tonnes of imperfect parsnips here.
This is a humongous amount of waste, and this is just from what, 1 or 2 days?
Yeah, in late summer. Christmas time, I have lorry loads. This whole yard is just full of parsnips.
So mountains of parsnips and carrots?
Yeah, everywhere. So as the year goes on, our waste factor just, it increases.
In prime harvest, it can be as much as 30 tonnes a week.
My first job as a chef was in the wash-up, prepping, peeling potatoes, peeling carrots, peeling parsnips. I see nothing in front of me that I haven't peeled. 9 out of 10 dishes that you make are getting cut, battened, sliced, grated, or something done to it that you would never know if it was fat or thin or long or short.
Yeah, exactly.
What on earth has gone wrong? I mean, for our generation, that's got to be the kind of one word that's going to haunt us till our deathbed, isn't it? Like waste. Waste, waste. The thing is, this is genuinely the tip of the iceberg. This is one farmer, and you know, this doesn't even represent Norfolk or a fraction of Norfolk, you know, or Britain. You know, we're talking about football stadiums of veggies being given away, really. I mean, if my old man was here now, he'd be striking a deal, a standing order. He'd have them all sold already. So what would your granddad make of all this?
Basically, when they was doing it, anything that was edible, they would pack it in a bag or a box. It would go into the supermarkets, the markets.
And a human would eat it?
Yeah, and a human would eat it.
Well, look, here's the thing. I, hand on heart, would happily feed anything I can see in front of me to my kids.
Yep.
You know, and if I feel like that, then surely I believe the British public will feel like that.
Exactly.
The only way to find out is to go out on a limb and see if we can sell them.
Thanks for the ugly veg.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much, boys.
We've got some work to do. Firm up our funny marketing campaign and get the supermarkets interested. But next stop, the caf.
I'd still probably buy it though.
That's our country thing.
That is nice. Put it in the oven, it's all gonna taste the same.
Oh, I like this one.
Yeah, but if this was in a little bag and it was good value,
These are the cutest thing I've ever
would you
seen.
buy a big bag for Sunday roast?
Yeah, I like the wonky veg.
Our ugly veg is already getting some love here in Southend, and we'll be back on the campaign trail later. Our Southend caf is crammed with diners, all tucking into some delicious weekend feasts.
Here we go, guys. Is everyone else all right for tea? Anyone else want more tea?
So far, we've served up my finger-licking southern fried chicken, and our ugly veg has left the diners wanting more.
Who had the hand up?
Now it's back to today's special, Kate Hudson's favourite dish, vindaloo. I'm teaching her a proper version with serious culinary credentials, because I got tips from top Goan chef, Rego Urbano. Kate's already made the curry paste, and our pork belly is browning up nicely. Now for some flavour.
Okay, you know what this is?
Thank you.
You're welcome. No flowers.
So much. This is.
Go on.
What is that?
Curry leaves.
It's kind of.
Have a little sniff of that. You can get this in good Indian stores. You can actually get it online really easy now. And this is phenomenal.
Add the curry leaves, then in with a kicking paste, and give it a good toss.
If you naturally dip it, then gravity pushes it down, so then all you got to do is sort of pull it back. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Have a little go on that.
Naturally dip it.
Yeah, and then tossy. Yeah.
Oh.
That's it. That's it. Nice.
Ooh.
There you go.
Next, the onions. We're using 3.
That's a lot of onions.
Yeah, but there is a lot of onions in Indian cooking.
2 fresh chilies will add a nice hum of heat.
I like your technique. Good.
I love it.
Have you been on a cooking course?
No, not yet.
Who taught you to chop?
I just watch shows.
Okay.
And now I'm on one.
The final burst of flavour comes from tangy tamarind.
That was the original sourness that they would have had in Goa before the Portuguese turned up with their vinegar.
And a heaped teaspoon of brown sugar.
So that whole kind of fiddling with sweet, sour, vinegar, sugar, onions cooking down, spice, you know,
You put your whole body into
I
this.
know, I think I'm just sort of...
It's like an undulation.
So this goes in the oven.
It goes in the oven.
Yes. We're going to let all those flavours continue to sort of concentrate. You happy?
I'm so happy.
While the meat bubbles away, I'm going to show you how to build your very own outdoor pizza oven. Everyone loves a good pizza, and there's nothing better than a thin, crispy base and the delicious smoky flavour you get from an authentic wood-fired oven. These bad boys handle temperatures of over 400 degrees and cook a pizza to perfection in just a couple of minutes. But they don't come cheap. Shopball will set you back anywhere between £600 and £1,500. So I've come up with a DIY version that's fun to build and at a fraction of the cost, around 100 quid.
The secret of cooking an amazing pizza is heat and speed. And I'm going to show you how to get restaurant results in your own back garden by using plant pots.
These terracotta pots can withstand really high temperatures, so are perfect to replicate an Italian-style clay oven. You can pick them up from most garden centres or bag yourself a bargain at an online auction site or free cycle. Just make sure that they aren't cracked.
One inside the other to make a really thick wall. All I've got to do now is cut some holes.
Grab your angle grinder and cut a hole for the opening of the oven in both pots.
Right, there are my holes cut. Time to put it all together.
Start with a fire-retardant concrete slab as a base on your patio, or even build up a few slabs to create some height.
And on top of that, I'm going to put down fire bricks. Now, fire bricks are brilliant because they're designed to withstand really high temperature, hence the name fire bricks.
Make sure you close any gaps to create a smooth, flat finish for your pizza oven floor. And think carefully about where you build it, because once it's made, you're not going to want to move it around.
Now, these guys are going to get super hot. Look at that. It's just like the real McCoy. So that's the inner pot placed. What I'm going to do now is insulate it.
Using gloves, wrap a high-temperature ceramic fibre blanket around the pots. This is going to help my pizza oven reach temperatures of over 300 degrees.
Cut off the excess. It's just like when you're making a pie at home, cutting off the pastry. It's so much more exciting. Right, pizza oven ready to go. All I need to do now is fire it up.
So you don't damage the pots with sudden intense heat, carefully build up the temperature in there. The best bit about using a wood-fired oven is it's going to give your pizza a delicious smoky taste, so it's worth experimenting with different woods.
This is alder. Now, lots of pizza restaurants are using alder because it gives that lovely, mellow, smoky flavour to it. But you can choose any wood you want, apple, cherry, you name it.
Just make sure it's untreated dry hardwood.
Right, last log in there.
That's going to need an hour and a half to heat up, and the temperature is going to be so hot that I'm going to need a paddle to get my pizza in and out.
Right, sorry, broom. Don't need that bit.
To carry the pizza, an old roasting tray is perfect. Just make sure the piece you cut out is big enough and you file down those sharp edges.
Any old bits lying around, roasting tray, old broom, new pizza paddle.
And bolt the two together, and that's all there is to it.
There we go. That's my pizza paddle done. The fire's burning away lovely. All I need now, pizza. Now, I've got my dough, flour, semolina flour, yeast, a bit of water. I'm so excited about this.
I'm going for pure Neapolitan simplicity. Fresh tomato sauce, mozzarella and basil.
Don't do huge chunks of it because you want it to melt. Because don't forget, this is all about speed. Super hot, really fast. Check out the paddle. This was a baking tray earlier. Semolina flour on. Okay, that's going to add that lovely crunch to the base. But also, semolina flour acts as a non-stick. I don't know what I'm more excited about, the pizza or the paddle. Look at that! Right, in the oven.
My oven has been burning away for an hour and a half, and it's well over 300 degrees in there.
Here we go, big moment, pizza going in. Now that should only take 2 minutes. This is an incredible oven. Because of its shape, all the heat gets knocked around, so it's cooking in 3 ways. You've got the conduction, which is the heat from the base, and that's going to make it lovely and crispy. You've got the radiant heat, so from the sides, all the heat bouncing backwards and forwards. And then you've got the convection, with all the hot air tunneling around there, cooking it perfectly. I can't wait, look at it bubbling. It's a proper pizza oven. Right, that smells amazing. I reckon it's ready. Let's get it out. Look at that. I've cooked a pizza in a flower pot. What a thing of beauty. Fresh pizza from your own garden. Just listen to that crunch. Oh my word. You have got to try this at home.
Definitely make my own this weekend.
Oh, it just tastes so fresh.
It's happy faces all round at the cafe. You just can't get results like this in a conventional oven.
Right, Kate, come
Yes?
and go at this. Taste this pizza.
Woo!
I have a pizza story.
Go on.
When I was pregnant with Bing, I went into labor. My mom called me, she's like, okay, I'm coming. And she walks in with a gigantic pizza. And she's just like, how are you feeling? No. Are you good? Are you not in too much pain?
I bet you wanted to kill her.
Oh my God, I couldn't eat. No, I'm sitting here, I'm like, Mom, I'm so hungry. And she's like, oh my God.
Listen, I'm glad you like that.
It's yummy.
You need to get back on.
Oh, okay.
Get people fed.
All right.
Time to get the pork out the oven. 30 minutes is all it needs.
Look at that.
Simply spoon off the excess fat.
You can just put a little bit of that fat when you fry a piece of fish or roast potatoes or, you know, some greens that you just want to wok fry.
Then add some water to make a beautiful, rich gravy.
And then you're prepared for a little secret.
Yes.
Now for my favourite bit, an amazing tip using charcoal that everyone has to try at home.
What I'm going to do is put a little bowl here. This technique applies to the next chili you make, the next stew you make, and this curry, okay?
I'm so excited about this.
Start off by getting a bit of charcoal and cinnamon burning on the hob.
It smells amazing.
Do you want to do the next bit?
Yeah.
You get that coal and put it into my little dish.
All right.
Put the cloves on top.
I dropped one.
Don't worry.
Then add a splash of oil or butter to get those spices smoking.
Do we see that? It's like incense.
Cover with a little tin foil, and we've got our own little DIY smoker. Brilliant.
Let me just put a little hole. Look, it's even got a chimney. It's got a chimney, Kate Hudson.
It does.
Leave that for 20 minutes for an aromatic, smoky hit of cinnamon and cloves. Our Southend cafe is buzzing. On the menu, dishes perfect for a weekend feast with family and friends.
That is amazing.
And Kate Hudson is in the kitchen cooking an authentic vindaloo. And I've taught her how to make it, taking some inspiration from Goa's top chef. Time for a quick taste before she has to cook it up for the rest of the cafe.
And this, my friend, is a homage, actually, to you and your mum.
This is so lovely. Now, our curries never looked like this in our house.
Soft pork belly, rich vinegar, sweet caramelised onions, all bound up in a spicy gravy. Flavour-packed, but not too fiery, and no curry is complete without a little sprinkling of fresh chilli, a cooling raita, and a naan to mop up all of that goodness.
Just rip it up, tear it up, and get it in your gob.
Okay, ready?
Feeling it?
That is so ridiculous. You know what's interesting? I've never had vindaloo with pork,
But you can try it with different meats as well.
but this is particularly special.
And I love the fact that actually you love this food so much that you can still have a conversation with a full mouth and look glamorous. That's kind of quite good, really.
Is that, you know, a director yelled at me once for that. I got really yelled at, and I was like, but I'm supposed to be eating in this scene. He's like, not like that, you shouldn't be. And I was like, well,
Your face tells an amazing story. Have you been taken back in time?
to 1600.
On the boats from Portugal.
From Portugal.
I'm glad you're loving it, but the fun stops. You've got to turn this round and feed the whole
Give me
calf.
about 10 minutes.
Go on, give us some support, guys.
It'll take Kate a while to cook up enough vindaloo for this lot, so let's get back to our fight for ugly veg. Millions of tons of ugly veg go to waste every year because supermarkets say it doesn't sell as it has an image problem. So we're going to give that image an overhaul, inject a bit of fun.
It's seaside postcard humour,
Yeah, carry on camping.
but in the veg world.
Oh, matron. Oh.
And if we can sell it at the right price, let's say 30% off, hopefully we'll prove that the British public will join the ugly veg revolution. So we've persuaded Asda to let us loose in one of their supermarkets to carry out a trial.
Jimmy,
Thanks for doing this. Do you think your customers are going to go for it?
Let's have a look and see how we get on.
Right, up go our posters, out go our veggies, and we go undercover. Yep, we're breaking out the veg cam. We've planted cameras and microphones all round our veg stand, and we have a live video and audio feed to our van, so we'll be able to see, hear and even talk to the shoppers.
Right, time to put our money where our mouths are.
Oh, we've got to take her. She's having a look.
I think broccoli.
See the carrots look with legs?
Carrots with legs on them. Brilliant.
They're 49, look, 56. Bloody cheap.
Look, they're going for it.
We're fighting for the underdogs of the veg world and giving the ugly and unwanted a voice, quite literally.
I may be a bit twisted and gnarly, but do you like my veg?
That's it, darling. Come and look at my rude veg.
Don't be shy, missus. Go on, grab one.
That's the ticket.
All sorts of beautiful vegetables, just not straight. Wonky ones, long ones, three-legged ones. You're gonna love it.
30% off ugly veg.
That's right, 30% off the ugly bunch.
What's wrong with them? Nothing. The ugly veg, aren't they? Yeah, they're not always perfect.
Thank you for supporting the Ugly Bunch and our local farmers.
OK, we've had a bit of fun, but this is serious stuff. While we were undercover, half of all the shoppers that came to our stall chose the Ugly Bunch. That's a resounding success. Time to hit the shop floor for some feedback.
Did it attract you seeing different shapes and sizes?
It looks organic and natural, and
But
it
what-
sort of looks as if it's come straight off the farm, doesn't it?
Would you go for them?
Probably not the carrot.
Why's that?
Take a hell of a lot of peeling, wouldn't
You
it?
don't have to peel it. Give it a little scrub.
How many times do you actually serve a carrot in its entirety? It's normally sliced or diced or battened or grated. Do you know what I mean? Or pureed or mashed.
What about that for a parsnip?
That's amazing.
Isn't it?
I love bits with knobs on. They always taste
do.
better, don't they?
They do.
Taste better.
Do you like the idea of supporting farmers?
Yeah. Doesn't matter what it looks like to me, it's what it tastes like.
Would you be interested in getting it again?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Brilliant.
Absolutely. Yes.
You would?
Definitely.
Brilliant. See you later.
See you later. Bye. Let's go and get some veggies.
I think it goes to show that with the right price and the right branding, ugly veg will sell. The British public aren't as fussy as the supermarkets like to think. But have we done enough to convince the supermarket themselves?
Good to see you, Ollie, Jamie, and you brought another colleague?
Brought in from Asda, yes.
Right, head office?
Yes, I'm Technical Director for Produce. I think what's next for us is to look at our standard specifications and see where we can extend them a bit. But we are going to get behind this and we're going to launch a trial in a few stores. We're going to get some marketing and say, this is what the wonky veg looks like, and obviously it's good product, it's fresh product, buy me, and let's let the customer decide.
So how does the trial work? What are the ins and outs?
So there's going to be a process of selecting the products that we think are going to fit into this. We're going to have to make sure there's volume enough to put it in front of customers, and obviously we'll have to have a commercial discussion about what we're going to charge people for it.
Hopefully the public will get behind it and buy the wonky veg.
Here's a question. If you went to your local Asda and there was a bag of your funny or rude or wonky veg there, would you buy it? Yes or no?
Yes.
That's a really positive start. Asda have done us proud. And what one supermarket does, the others tend to follow. So, guys, now it's your turn at home. Get down to your supermarket and buy some ugly veg. Right, back to the star attraction, Kate's Vindaloo.
Kate, how you getting on, girl?
Starting to boil. It's getting hot, it's getting hot, it's getting hot! This looks so good. It's so yummy.
Are you having fun?
I'm having so much fun.
But will Kate's authentic version get the thumbs up from today's hungry horde?
Service. Oh, ho. See how that works?
That's awesome. Not as hot as I was expecting it to be.
You ever get a takeaway again, guys?
Oh, no. This is me every Friday night.
She's getting right into it.
You've just taken this curry on and you've just totally bossed it, haven't you?
I'm owning this curry.
Is this as good as your mother's, or could I dare say better?
It's probably better. It's different. Different. Service.
You can have more anger in your voice. Let's have another
Another angry one.
What an angry service.
Service.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's unbelievable. But have you enjoyed yourself?
I did.
Have you?
Yeah.
It's been good fun.
I've had a great time.
And more importantly, are you going to cook it when you get home?
I am.
We've kept our cafe crowd happy by serving up the nation's favourite feast for the weekend. My ultimate southern fried chicken, Jimmy's homemade pizza, and Kate's epic vindaloo. We hope you're inspired to get busy this weekend. Next time on Friday Night Feast,
When it cooks, it's going to curl up and look amazing.
I'll be making the best finger-licking salt and pepper squid you've ever tasted.
I just love it. It's so good.
I'll show you how to build your very own Italian ice cream maker.
That is brilliant. And I made it in an old wooden bucket.
We're fighting for the small but delicious little eggs that get rejected by the supermarkets.
They're the best quality eggs you can get, free-range organic. The way they hold together, it's the best, but they're going to waste.
And superstar rapper Tinie Tempah joins us for a massive cook-up.
Good luck, mate.
You're making me feel nervous now.
Me and my best mate Jimmy are back at our very own cafe here at the end of Southend Pier.
Who's hungry?
Because we're passionate about cooking up great food to share with friends and family.
Lovely flavour.
That's delicious. That's really, really good.
We've invited down a whole host of very special mates.
Hello.
To help out in the kitchen.
It's getting hot, it's getting hot, it's getting hot!
Because the weekends are for feasting. Thank food, it's Friday.
On tonight's menu, the very best finger-licking crispy squid you've ever had.
We're talking about the most amazing feasting food.
I just love it. It's so good.
I'm cranking up the fun.
There's something quite therapeutic about this.
With my old-school DIY ice cream machine.
My very own gelato, a taste of Italy in my backyard.
And our food fight this series is to save some great British produce from the scrap heap.
Hi, guys!
Tonight, the ultimate mini egg.
We have got a double yoker!
Woo! I feel that we've been slightly robbed of a bit of our food culture.
The supermarkets won't sell them because they're too small. So we're hatching plans to get them on the map.
That should just burst and go crazy. Yes.
So good stuff in the oven today. Gonna be busy.
Yes, I'm very excited, Jimmy.
Lending a hand in the kitchen is my old student, Kerry Ann.
Stop touching my hand.
Sorry.
I know what you're like. You can't stop touching things.
We've got a menu full of amazing feasts for you to try. And joining us for a cooking lesson of a lifetime,
Tinie Tempah!
the biggest name in UK rap.
How you doing, man?
Yeah. So good to see you. See you too.
Thanks for coming to the beautiful cafe.
I love it. It's beautiful.
Have you been to Southend-on-Sea before?
I have, yes, I have. I basically used to do shows here back in the day when I was about 16 or 17 years old.
Have you been gigging that long?
I have been gigging that long, yeah.
Wow.
How many awards have you won? How many Brits, how many Mobos?
I've got 2 Brits and Mobos. I have about...
You've lost count.
You've lost count, haven't you?
6 or 7 Mobos, I think.
I follow you on Instagram.
Yes, I follow you.
And we have little chats every now and again. Nice shoes, looking sharp.
Exactly. How are you, bro?
But I've noticed that basically your Instagram feed is your gigs.
Yeah.
You looking very smart. Oh, food features a lot.
I love food, yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, because basically we get to travel a lot, and then whenever we go to like, you know, different countries with completely different cultures, like Sri Lanka or Japan, we really try and get into it, so we try and eat traditional food. And so I think it's always nice to share it with everyone back home. Yeah.
And burgers particularly.
And burgers, yeah. Basically, I kind of set up this kind of mini blog, and I will compare them, rate them out of 10.
Your family originally from Nigeria?
Yes, sir.
So growing up, your mum used to take you shopping quite a lot. She
Yes.
takes you to all the markets and stuff.
Yeah, basically, she used to take us to Smithfield.
You'd have to have been up at like 2 in the morning or something.
You know, so listen to this. We were literally 8 or 9 and my mum used to take us everywhere and she'd leave super early to get good cuts. But, you know, you'd see like the whole kind of cow kind of upside down, and I'd never seen any anything like that before.
So she went straight to the sauce?
Yeah, straight to the sauce, always. And so, literally, I'm still rubbing my eyes because it's so early, and it's like I open my eyes to see like blood and like a dead animal, and I'm like, ah!
That's real food though, isn't it?
Real food, it's the best.
Okay, guys, well, it's time for today's first feast. I want you to think crispy, juicy squid.
Nice.
It's going to be amazing. It's a proper party platter special.
Nice.
But as well as serving up to Tinie and the diners, I want to show you how to make it too.
Right, beautiful, crispy fried squid. You guys absolutely love it. It's a massive seller in the restaurants, but at home, for some reason, you're not cooking much of it. And it's such a shame because it's an amazing, great value, sustainable fish. So what I want to do is get you guys buying and cooking incredible squid. Let's do a little bit of Cantonese cooking. Let's do salt and pepper squid.
This is the daddy of weekend finger food treats. Get your friends and family round, crack open the beers, and knock their socks off with this Asian classic. But the ultra crispy coating with the gentle hum of heat makes these so Moorish you better cook a massive batch. Come and have a look at this. Whole squid may look like monsters of the deep, but they're actually really easy to prep.
This is our everyday squid. What I want to do first is pull the head out. So literally hold the tube part here and pull this like that, and then get your hands in there and just pull out anything you can get your hands on. And then if you really get your hand in, there's a little quill. Okay?
Throw away the quill, remove the beak, and get rid of the head. But keep those tasty tentacles.
Now, this is the part that everyone gets excited about. All we do here is we just pinch the skin, and it comes off so easily. And that, my friends, is your cleaned squid.
Now, I know people are going to fight over this, so I'm going to do 2 medium squid per person. And I've got a couple of ways to prep it for a pro finish and extra crunchy results.
First up, my favourite is just to pull off these little side bits, and then what I'll do is open up this squid like a book. So I'm going to put my knife inside the squid like that, and I'll just cut through and open it out like that.
Use a regular eating knife to lightly score the inside of the squid in a crisscross pattern. Easy does it, you don't want to cut all the way through.
When it cooks, it's going to curl up and look amazing, and then whatever sauces or dressings or dipping sauce you want to put on it, it will cling on to that.
Next up, the concertina method. Pop a wide knife inside the squid, then make cuts. This time, go all the way through till it hits the other knife.
So when that cooks, it's going to bend around where you've scored it. It's still going to be whole in its entirety, but it's going to look incredible.
Right, prep done, time for some spice.
And the interesting thing about Cantonese cooking is it was never historically that spicy. And actually, there were never any chilies in their original cooking. So where would they get their heat if they wanted it? And they get it through white pepper.
So into the bowl with 1 heaped tablespoon of white pepper, 100 grams of plain flour, a pinch of salt, and give it a mix. Toss the squid around until it's fully coated.
And then to go with it, I'm going to evolve the old-fashioned dish. I want to take it on to sort of more Jamie style, OK?
As well as the traditional white pepper, I want to add a chili kick for extra flavour and a splash of colour. So slice up a handful of mixed chilies and de-seed. And I want a hum of garlic, so thinly slice 4 cloves of garlic to make little chips.
The garlic chips are going to be exactly what they say they are. Beautiful chips, wonderful flavour. They will flavour the oil and flavour the squid, so it's a really nice thing to do. Right, time to cook.
For the fry-up, I'm heading inside my mobile kitchen. Start, very importantly, by half filling a pan with vegetable or sunflower oil.
So be careful, make sure it's sturdy.
Heat it up to 180 degrees Celsius. I'm using a thermometer, but don't worry if you haven't got one.
What I tend to do, for a little tip, is just put a piece of potato in there, and when it's kind of floating about and golden, you know it's around 180.
Now you can cook, and it's all going to happen super fast.
So first up, we're going to go in with our little tentacles, and in we go, gently into the oil, just always pushing your ingredients away from you. Then we can go in with our squid, and then we're going to go in with the chilies.
After about a minute, when the squid is beautiful and golden, add the garlic chips.
And they will cook in 30 seconds, but it will flavour the oil, which by default will flavour the squid and the chilli, which gives it this incredible perfume. We're talking about the most amazing feasting food. It really is a wonderful thing. I love that sound. Fresh squid with a crispy coating, delicious.
Use a slotted spoon to drain the lot straight onto kitchen roll.
Look at these colours.
And I've got a secret weapon, which is going to take this squid from good to great.
Hit it with the vinegar.
A few squirts of red wine vinegar is the perfect contrast for the sweet squid.
Look at that. So you've got crunchy and juicy, and the golden and the white. Really, really nice.
Hit it up with a good sprinkling of sea salt, and finish off with some fresh mint and spring onion. Delicious! Ultra crispy on the outside, super tender on the inside, double pleasure heat from the pepper and the chili, and an aromatic flavour hit from the garlic chips and the fresh mint. That's what you call a weekend treat.
All you have to do now is just destroy it. Get yourself a bit of squid, some mint and chili are like best friends ever, some garlic, some spring onion, and just get it in your gob. I just love it. It's so good, such a great combination. And I really hope Tinie Tempah loves it as much as I do. Who's hungry? Hey! Look at this.
Hey.
Salt and pepper squid.
Look at that.
Look at that colour, come on. Flavoured vinegar, herbs, chilies.
Hey.
Spritz. It's like eau de vinegar. Service, please! Tinie, do you mind taking it out to a couple of tables?
Who hasn't had one yet? There you go, guys. Dinner is served. Enjoy.
Yes. It's crunchy. It's so much crispy. Have they like scored it?
I like seafood, man. I think it's exciting.
That's easy to cook, though, isn't it, squid?
No, really easy to cook. You want to cook it really fast or really slow. Anything in the middle just goes tough as old boots and, like, you know, kind of like chewing on a rubber band. So, guys, what do you think of that?
That was amazing.
Beautiful.
I like the flavours. You get the chili going on there.
Yeah, and it's nice and soft as well. You're a star.
OK, Mr. Tinie Tempah.
Yes.
You are here to cook for everyone in the cafe today.
Yeah.
There's a special thing that you've chosen.
Yes. I'm going to make something called Suya. It's basically a traditional Nigerian street food.
It's the ultimate Nigerian kebab.
Ultimate. I
Love a good kebab.
Sound, Jamie. When I took my mates to Nigeria, they all wanted to eat Nigerian food, and so I felt like Suya, they did this combination of Suya and chips. That I thought, okay, cool. If I'm gonna intro anyone into Nigerian food, this is probably the best way. So I gave it to them and they loved it and they ordered it the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day.
We like to be authentic in the show.
Get it
so
right, yeah.
we've had researchers, bloggers out to the exact shack where you bought your kebabs, okay?
Nice.
The University of Soya Shack in Lagos isn't just Tinie and his mate's favourite, it's famous for serving up some of the very best soyas in Nigeria.
It's like incredible meat. It's beef often, but they do mutton as well.
Yeah.
It's over fire and charcoal. It's with the most incredible selection of spices. They have it with a chopped salad on newspaper traditionally as well.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
And to make sure I got the recipe spot on, I had a practice with Tinie's lovely mum.
Amazing. Oh, there she is. Look
And
at
she
that.
was a joy. We had a proper cook-up. And then your mum's like, I want it to be fresher, so she does a wet marinade, okay? So a little bit of spice, but not too much. Your mum warned me.
Kick, yes.
She's like, my Tinie doesn't like it too hot. maybe take that Scotch bonnet down a little bit.
Just a little bit.
We've covered all the bases, so I can teach Tinie to make his favourite Nigerian speciality for himself. But first, he's got to cook it up for the entire cafe.
It's a busy day in our South End cafe. On the menu, feasts that everyone can cook up this weekend.
Would you like a pinny?
Yeah, love one.
All right, guys, Tinie's in the kitchen.
And one of the biggest rappers on the planet, Tinie Tempah, is learning to cook his favourite Nigerian street food, soya beef.
You've never made this before, have you?
No, never.
But your mum likes to make it when you come home.
She does. It's my little treat.
It's a delicious, spicy, peanutty kebab. And I've got all of the insider tips from Tinie's favourite Suya shack in Lagos. The boys told me it all starts with the meat. It has to be the best quality.
So, we've got a lovely fillet of beef, and it's important that we get that nice and fine. And the thing about this incredible Nigerian kebab is it's quite delicate. I thought it was going to be big planks of meat.
Yep.
But actually, it's not, is it? Have a little go. Use the length of your knife, Tinie.
Slicing the meat really thinly, almost like sashimi, helps create the crispy texture of a proper suya.
Should we talk about the spice mix?
Yes.
So this is really, really exciting because you've got a whole range of stuff here. Right? This is called Uda. Uda, I've never seen it before.
I remember these.
And this is like a cross between black pepper and nutmeg in flavour.
I used to be scared of these at home because they look a bit like spiders' legs, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. My mum used to have them in a little bag, so I was like, what the hell is that? It's amazing. It's
But
amazing.
they are quite scary, but when they dry them like that, you get that smoky flavour. We just put the Uda into the pestle and we just crack it. And when we open it up like that, we just want to remove the seeds and we keep the pod. So I've done those ones, Tinie. You right to do the next ones?
Yeah, no, I've got it.
According to the experts, it's the Uda that gives Suya its really distinctive taste. Normal black pepper just won't cut it.
So you got that kind of smell going on there of the Uda. And you can get those online or you can get them from sort of Jamaican or West Indian stores. So I spent time with your mum.
Yeah?
She's a dream. You know, I mean, she knows how to cook dishes. She's very specific.
This is going to make her day. She's going to be so happy.
She'll be like, oh, no, Jamie Oliver. She was telling me she's been cooking for you recently and you came home for the weekend, but you could tell deep down she'd been, like, preparing and cooking for it for, like, all weekend.
Yeah, so, like, when I want to, like, leave at, like, 8 p.m., she gives me that look, and I'm like, OK, maybe another hour.
Now for the rest of the spicy rub. Yaji, known as the king of rubs in Nigeria.
You want about 400 grams of salted roasted nuts.
Nice.
Better flavour.
Then a teaspoon each of ground white and black pepper, cayenne, paprika, ground ginger, dried garlic, onion powder, and 1 fish or chicken stock cube.
And then the Uda, about a tablespoon. And we just liquidise that. Looks like it's doing nothing, but it is. It's heating up.
Oh, no, I know from home. I remember this, all of this.
So you hear this noise?
Yeah, I know this noise really, really well.
The boys back at the shack spend days drying this out in the sun and regrinding it for the base of their dried rub. But we really don't have the time or the weather for that in Southend.
Bro, that's looking pretty good now, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Nice and smooth.
After 15 minutes of blitzing, pour that paste into a separate bowl.
That's sort of a savoury Nigerian sort of peanut butter sauce. It's incredible.
Now it's time for stage 2 of the marinade. Start with 1 thumb-sized piece of fresh ginger.
I've got an onion, got a green pepper.
Yeah.
All really nice fresh flavours.
Yeah.
4 garlic cloves.
When I had to peel them when I was younger, all the little kind of skin off of it, annoying, and it stays on your fingers forever.
1 Scotch bonnet to give you a little bit of a ping. Regular green chilli.
Cool.
And a spring onion. So a lot of fragrant things going right in there.
Then whiz it all up until smooth and add to the peanut base.
So, we've got our lovely meat here, Tinie.
Nice.
And then if you can just have a little rub up. Look at that. You know that's going to taste good. So what we're going to do is just skewer up.
Amazing, cool, got you.
So do you reckon you'll start cooking a little bit more?
Absolutely, yeah. I used to love it when I was younger, but I guess when I started making music and I started traveling a lot, it was almost like, yes, I don't have to cook anymore. Do you get what I mean?
And I bet you never ever thought when you started you'd be in some of these countries eating some of the food that you'd...
I never thought we'd be making suya together.
Yeah, on the end of Southend Pier.
Yeah, on the end of Southend Pier.
So mate, look, here we're going. We're just threading these on. They're nice, delicate little skewers. We're going to cook those on a griddle pan, but obviously, traditionally, that will be over hot coals.
Yeah.
And, you know, you could marinate these overnight, no worries at all, or you can just cook them straight away. They're really, really good. So, look, I've got to crack on with some other jobs, mate. You've got a lot of skewering there to do. You've got to feed all of these people. You all right on that?
Oh, all right, cool, yeah. I'll get it done.
While Tinie gets his hands dirty, we're getting stuck into our food fight.
So, Jimmy, are you excited for our next mission?
Yes.
This series, Jimmy and I are waging a war on food waste. Tonight, we're going into battle for Britain's little chicken eggs. Up to 1 billion eggs a year are knocked by the supermarkets just for being small, because most only want to sell 3 standard sizes: medium, large and extra large.
This is a classic example of the consequence of standardisation. Supermarkets, everyone wants the same, and we're missing out on these treats.
Pre-World War II, we ate eggs of every shape and size, and we bought locally, fresh from the farm.
And with rationing, Brits were grateful for just 1 egg per person a week. So it's unthinkable that every day in the UK, over 1.5 million small eggs, aka pullet eggs, are thrown on the scrap heap or sold for peanuts to be turned into liquid egg.
So Jimmy, tell me what actually is a pullet egg?
Well, a pullet egg is a young bird's first egg before she enters her laying cycle.
From 16 weeks old, young pullet hens start to lay eggs, but they're much smaller for the first month. They may be little, but farmers say they're the tastiest you can get.
It is packed with goodness. It usually has a bigger yolk, a little bit sweeter.
If the supermarkets won't take them, we need to help farmers find another market for these prized little eggs. Should we get going?
Yeah, let's do it.
First, we need to lay our hands on some pullet eggs. Hi, guys!
Hello there, you must be Susie.
I am Susie, nice to meet you.
Susie and her husband Danny are 3rd-generation chicken farmers, taking over the business from Dad Pete, and one day they hope to hand it all over to their kids.
So tell us, how many birds you got here then?
So we've got 21,000 in 5 different sheds all over the farm.
All free range?
All organic, free range, and we've been organic since 1997.
It looks like chicken paradise to me.
So what percentage of all your eggs are pullet eggs?
It would probably be about 5 to 10%.
So we're really talking about all chicken farms in the country having about 5 to 10% kind of waste.
And it's a crying shame when, you know, we need to feed our country and we've got this amazing product, small, perfectly formed, beautiful eggs.
Every year, Susie and Danny's farm produces over 600,000 small eggs, deemed worthless. They're losing a whopping 60 grand a year. All egg producers will have this same problem, won't they? You know what, I know quite a lot about the egg industry, and I have to say, I didn't know about this. So the general public are definitely not going to know about it.
I think it comes down to the size. People are led to believe a large egg is a great egg, and actually that's not the case, you know.
Small is beautiful.
Small is beautiful.
I like that, Jimmy, that's a good one.
Yes, I've been telling my wife that for years.
A lot of good things come in small packages, so I'm heading off to the sheds to check out these little beauties for myself.
In farming, there's not many other sectors where you wouldn't get excited about the very first, the very freshest, the product that is at its prime. So it's like not getting excited for asparagus season or strawberry season or new season lamb. Well, can we have a little look round the shed, a look at some of these nest boxes?
Yeah.
Right, here they come. Look at that, I love the little conveyor. So as the birds have been laying their eggs, they roll back onto the conveyor, and you simply just collect them and take them off?
Take them off.
Do you know what, I feel a little bit sad as a consumer. I feel that we've been slightly robbed of a bit of our food culture. Let's take an example of the quail egg market. That's exploded. Why not celebrate it almost like a quail's egg?
Over in the kitchen, I'm checking out the culinary credentials of these little eggs. Yeah, I've got a double yolker! Woo-hoo! So look, there's a classic pullet. Part of those young eggs is sometimes the chickens don't quite get their cycles together and you do get the double yolkers.
Generally, they're learning to do what they're doing and they just make a mistake every now and then, but, you know, everyone loves a double yolk.
And that's important to see because they're young, they're tight, they're firm. You know, the ratio of white to yolk is perfect, isn't it? It's better than the large ones. I think what the public are going to love about these pullet eggs is it's almost impossible to screw up the perfect poached egg. Look at that.
Perfecto.
Look at the colour of that yolk. Do you know what's really nice about this is chefs are going to love this because I'm sure it'll be good value for them. It'll look prettier on the plate. there will be less wastage because they don't get them so perfect all the time with the large ones. And you can cook like 4, 5, 6, 8 at a time, and they're going to come out absolutely gorge.
They're yummy.
If you've got a premium, luxurious product, it's free-range organic egg, and you're throwing away 10% of it, you know, it's just a bit soul-destroying, really, isn't it?
That's a huge revenue stream that farmers can't exploit because the supermarkets won't buy them. They make a massive loss on these perfect little eggs.
I mean, how tough has it been? Have you ever thought about just giving it all up and...
Yeah, we've had some pretty dark times the last few years. You know, things have been incredibly tough.
Well, me and Jim have got to, you know, earn our crust and get it out there. I think there's a lot we can do, definitely.
The supermarkets aren't interested, so we need to help the farmers find a new market and start the mini egg revolution. First, let's see what Tinie and the diners think.
Service, please!
Right, I'm digging in.
Just fresh as anything.
These little beauties are a real treat. The diners here are loving their mini egg feast.
That's delicious.
Mate, look at these eggs. You don't even have to try it, and look how perfect they come out.
These are something very special.
But you see, they're so easy to cook.
Really, really nice.
And because they're smaller, the ratio of yolk and whites is just perfect.
Oh, you're on a win-win, aren't you?
This is one of the best poached eggs I've ever had.
What do you think about the fact these are all being wasted at the moment?
I think it's a shame. I think it doesn't make sense.
Now listen, you're not here to enjoy the eggs. You've got to crack on. There's a lot of hungry people out there.
Okay, cool.
Get to work.
It's hotting up in our Southend cafe with the menu board bumper to bumper with weekend feasts.
Service, please!
So far, we've served up Jamie's ultimate salt and pepper squid and some delicious little eggs that would normally go to waste.
This is one of the best poached eggs I've ever had.
Time to crack on with today's special. Tinie Tempah's Nigerian Suya beef kebabs. I'm teaching him a recipe that I got from his favourite Suya shack in Lagos. Think thin strips of beef in a spicy peanut marinade. It's like no kebab you've ever tasted.
OK, Tinie. So I'm just chipping away here because it's really important that we serve these grilled, incredible kebabs on like a kind of Nigerian chopped salad.
Yeah.
To start, we're slicing up red and white cabbage, red onions and some cucumber.
It went quiet all of a sudden. Raw onion, the cabbage. I've got some mixed tomatoes in there. See those yellow and red tomatoes there, Tinie?
Yeah, they look nice.
A good pinch of salt, squeeze of lemon juice, and we're good to go.
Look at it, man. A big stack of, like, beautiful meat kebabs. Big salad.
Yeah. One more could you want?
Yeah, gorgeous. It's really important for the authentic Suya to be cooked over charcoal. But the thing is, guys, this pier's burnt down twice in its history, and there ain't any naked flames allowed anywhere near this. So we're on griddle pans, man.
Okay, cool.
That's getting hot. All you got to do now, mate, is put some meat on and start cooking.
All right, let's do it.
All right,
cheers,
bro.
Jamie. Thanks.
Good luck.
How you getting on, mate?
It wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be, so...
It smells so good.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it turns out. I'm sharing the love.
Which makes it all the sweeter to eat, I think.
Exactly. Is the lower bit less hot than the top?
It looks like that way.
How do I get these ones off of the top? Because I think they might be done.
Tinie better get to grips with that grill fast, because we've got a cafe full of diners hungry for those kebabs. But for now, I'm going to show you how to make proper Italian ice cream in your own backyard. We all love ice cream. It's an indulgent, feel-good treat no matter what time of the year. But for the creme de la creme of ice cream, nothing beats Italian gelato.
I'm going to show you how to make perfect gelato by building a hand-crank ice cream machine.
This one's going to take time and a fair bit of effort, but trust me, the results are worth it. Slow-churned, authentic Italian ice cream your friends and family will go mad for.
I haven't got any expensive equipment. What I have got is an old wooden planter. I've got table legs that I've got out the skip and a champagne bucket.
This is the dawn of ice cream machines. It's artisan, it's cheap and cheerful to make, and so much cooler than an expensive shop-bought gadget.
So this is where the table legs come in. Waste not, want not.
The first thing you need for your hand crank machine is the frame that's going to sit on top of the barrel. It's going to support the paddle that will churn your gelato, so make sure it's a snug fit.
Wedge that in. That is good and solid. Right, so ice cream paddle, chopping board. There we go, there's the basic shape. I need to score a couple of lines down here.
You'll need to drill some holes into your paddle to allow air to slowly fold into your gelato as it churns.
You can see where I've scored it down here. Just bend them back a bit. And the reason for that, because that fits perfectly in here. So as it turns, those flaps touch the side.
Using an old broom, saw a shaft for your paddle and attach them together with a few nuts and bolts. Then drill a hole through the middle of your frame so your paddle gets pride of place in the centre of your gelato maker.
Paddle fits in there in the brace. All I need now is something to turn the paddle with.
I'm using an old table leg, but any old offcut will do. And I found an old broken screwdriver that will work nicely as a handle.
Something that was going to go in the bin now is the handle of a most magnificent ice cream making machine. All I need to do now is make my gelato mix. So let's get the gas on.
The major difference between gelato and regular ice cream is dairy. Whereas ice cream is largely made from cream and egg yolks, gelato uses just milk and fewer yolks, if any at all. So heat up the milk, then in a separate bowl, mix a few spoonfuls of corn flour.
And the corn flour is going to help bind the whole mixture together.
Add some caster sugar and a splash of cold milk. Then whisk in the hot milk.
I'm going to heat that through until it starts to thicken.
You can add any flavours you want. I've got a sparkling twist for mine.
Special ingredient, I've gone Italian. Prosecco. Little bit of Italy, little bit of luxury, little bit of lemon zest. That will really bring it alive.
To me, there's only one way to enjoy my homemade gelato. So while my mix cools down, I'm going to get even more artisan and make my very own ice cream cones.
In here, I've got egg whites, caster sugar, ground almonds, corn flour and plain flour, and some melted butter. Spread it around, little circle.
Cook it for a couple of minutes until it's brown on both sides.
I think that is ready. Now this is a cone former. You can get these in any cook shops. Ice cream cone. Perfect, ready for my gelato. So, a little layer of ice at the bottom.
Make sure you line your wooden barrel before you chuck in your ice.
Place my gelato. And I'm using a champagne bucket because all the chilliness of the ice is going to get absorbed by that bucket and help freeze down the gelato. And then I've got a mixing bowl here with a hole cut through it. And that's going to be my lid over the top. It's getting exciting. A bit more ice. Now, I'm going to put salt on top of the ice. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But it really works.
Thanks to the wonders of science, when you dissolve salt in water and ice, it lowers the temperature of the solution to well below zero. It's this phenomenon that's allowed people to make artisan gelato for well over 100 years.
Now, there is a temptation just to turn this paddle really fast, thinking it's going to hurry the whole process up. But it's not going to do that. You want a slow, steady motion. That paddle, as it creaks, is folding air into the mixture, giving it that beautiful, velvety quality. Wow, look at that already. Starting to freeze up.
To keep the gelato mix as cold as possible, I'm going to put the lid back on and get cranking.
There's something quite therapeutic about this. Listen to the noises. It's like being on an old ship.
This does take around 20 minutes or so, but it's well worth the wait. It's this slow churn that gives gelato its dense, velvety texture, whereas dairy ice cream can be anything between 25% and 90% air.
I feel there's a lot more resistance, so I think it's ready. Right, crank off. Oh, I feel like I've had a workout. Brilliant. Oh my word. That is something very special and well worth the wait. Oh, I'm so pleased with that. And I made it in an old wooden bucket. My very own gelato, a taste of Italy in my backyard. Unbelievable. Service! Whip that out.
It's really creamy, but fresh. Delicious. Wow. Try that. Isn't it nice?
Yeah, very nice.
What are you tasting?
It's delicious. There's some better lemon.
Lemon and Prosecco.
And the cone is super nice.
Good one.
Lovely.
Good one.
This is nice.
How's it going down, guys? Yay! Mate, that's amazing.
It's late afternoon at the cafe, and our weekend feasts are hitting all the right notes.
Who's hungry? But the special is still to come. Tinie's favourite Nigerian dish, soya beef kebabs.
I'm excited to see how it turns out.
I've shown him what to do, but now he's got to serve them up to everyone here. OK, Tinie, you're looking good, brother?
We're looking good.
Yes.
We're looking good.
Have a little bit of that. It is the most incredible marinade.
Is that the real McCoy?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, definitely. The spice, for sure. Spice is amazing.
Absolutely. Look at that. OK, do you want me to show you how to plate one up?
Please.
We got the salad.
Yeah.
Just going to open it up over the board and then just stack it up, mate.
Yeah. Beautiful.
There you go. Are you ready to feed all these people?
Yeah, of course.
You ready for this, guys? Yeah! Good luck, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Tinie's got a lot on his plate, so it's back to our food fight to get farmers a better deal on their pullet eggs.
We're in Sussex and we've uncovered a shocking tale of waste in the egg industry.
Just short of 1 billion little pullet eggs are graded out by supermarkets each year because most only stock medium and large eggs.
Do you know what? I know quite a lot about the egg industry, and I have to say, I didn't know about this. The British public are missing out on a premium seasonal product, and worse, farmers' livelihoods are on the line.
We've had some pretty dark times the last few years. You know, things have been incredibly tough.
We want to kickstart a mini egg revolution. The supermarkets may not want them, but I reckon farmers could find a market for their huge volume of pullet eggs by selling them to restaurants and pubs.
To help Susie and Danny sell their pullets, I'm heading off to round up local chefs and restaurateurs to invite them to a tasting.
Lovely to meet you. I'm Jimmy. Now, have you ever heard of pullet eggs?
Have not, no.
They're very small, full of this wonderful rich yolk. It's almost the egg equivalent of new season lamb. It's only about a month that the chickens produce these.
The asparagus season of the egg.
There you are. You are on the button.
The chefs, they only cook with fresh local produce, so it's perfect for us.
I was wondering if you are free to pop up to Mac's farm today. That's brilliant. Great, lovely. All right, I'll see you soon. Cheers, mate, bye.
I need to get chefs really excited about these eggs. And to help me, I'm calling on the big gun, Mr. Bill Granger. His global restaurant empire is famous for brunch. Cooking thousands of eggs a day, he may be the egg king, but he's never come across these little beauties before. We've got these amazing eggs.
Oh, I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
I should. They look so beautiful. How do they poach?
They are the tightest, most fail-safe poached egg on the planet.
Oh, that's great, because that's the hardest thing, to get them right.
There's no point in getting them here if we're going to beat them or mix them up. They've got to be in their entirety.
Oh, yeah.
If we can convince people like Bill to put pullet eggs on the menu, we can get these prized little eggs off the scrap heap and onto our plates. So I've asked him to cook with me and test the potential of the pullet.
So it should just burst and go crazy. Yes.
It's so good. I mean, I'm excited because of the size. I mean, they're bigger than a quail's egg, so they're not as fiddly. I mean, the great thing about these eggs is they look so fancy, don't they?
They really do.
They're like, you know, I get excited. I mean, all of us do about a new ingredient, but these are, they're amazing. That's the great thing about these eggs. They're great for a restaurant for a startup.
Bill's a convert. Now he can help me win over the local chefs.
Hi, Jim. How you doing? Come in, guys. Come and sit down.
Where did you gather all these bodies from?
Pub owners, deli owners.
Hello, everyone.
You all hungry?
Guys, thank you so much for coming. I know you're all really busy, but it's so important to get really good local people touching base to this amazing story first. I never knew about this. Bill never knew about this. How many of you guys have ever heard about Pullet eggs before?
Never.
OK, they're the best quality eggs you can get, free-range organic. The way they hold together, it's the best, better than anything else.
For me, they're great because they've got the novelty of the new. And we'd never heard of one, which is amazing. But they also taste great, that rich yolk with only a little bit of white and the perfect size. They're fantastic.
And on your specials boards, you know, in Notting Hill...
Yeah, but in Notting Hill, you'd call them Pullet.
Pullet or pullet, the proof is in the pudding.
Get in there.
If we're to find a real meaningful market for Susie and Danny's pullet eggs, we need these dishes to wow the restaurateurs here.
Yeah, I've got the kimchi fried rice, the base of it. That's just with chorizo, spring onions and crab. And I'll add some coriander, some spring onions, and put that fried egg on top.
With more yolk and less white, these firm little pullets are perfect for cooking whole. Fried, poached, baked, you name it.
This is an Asian dish, you know, it's all about the eggs dripping through the spicy rice.
And a bit of lime juice in there just to really lift it up. Another one. There we go, guys.
Put it down. How is it? Good?
Amazing.
They make a perfect pint-sized Scotch egg and won't overcook because of that comparatively bigger yolk.
They're amazing with the crispy and then the soft.
And finally, on pizzas, pullets are a dream.
It's pizza time, boys.
In a wood-fired oven like this, a pizza can cook in minutes. So a bigger egg might come a cropper, but these little beauties cook to perfection.
Oh, that does look good. Yeah, dig in.
So, guys, tell me, what do you think? Do you see that lovely little egg fitting into your kitchen?
Yeah, to get a few ideas going, quite versatile, what we can do with it.
These guys producing that's one thing, but it's you guys to then showcase it to the general public, get them tasting it, and then they'll really go for it.
So, have we done enough to convince all these local foodie businesses?
I reckon a couple of trays. Yes, madam. I can do all of that.
So we could take 2 trays a week?
Yeah.
I reckon give us 5 trays to get.
Yeah. Loving it.
We're gonna pump them on the menu over the weekend and see how we get on.
Oh, I'm getting busy.
So can we have a hands up for all of you that have placed orders?
That's brilliant. That's 100%.
How does that make you feel?
Very happy.
We've kicked off a mini egg revolution here in Sussex, but hopefully it will take over the nation and we can put an end to this crazy waste.
Woo! Here's to the poulet!
Beautiful. Tell us, what's been happening?
We've been busy on the farm since you left. Yeah, it's all going really good. We've had repeat orders. They're back again and again.
Brilliant. And we've discovered a way that you can buy pullet eggs and other products that would normally go to waste by ordering from local farms.
Ben, you're from Farm Drop, so what can you do to help farmers around the country?
So Farm Drop is a website that allows people to buy food direct from local farmers and local food producers. So the way it works is someone approaches us and says, I want to start a farm drop in Southend. We let them use the site. We help them find some local producers and farmers. Those producers load up their products on the site, and then people just start buying them from the site. Once a week, they then meet up at a local pub. It could be a library, it could be here, turn up, pick up their orders, and off they go.
So I guess the farmers get pre-orders so they know what to pack, there's no wastage.
Yeah, I think for Pullet's eggs and lots of other products that have a limited season, it's just a really good way to go.
They are truly amazing. Bill loved them, didn't he?
Absolutely. I'm going to get them on the menus. Bill Granger's got them in his restaurant right now on special. So, guys, here's to the Pullets.
Right, back to the main event. It's the moment of truth for Tinie's kebabs.
Oh, one of these. Yeah, so far so good.
Tinie, wow! You've been smashing it. Look at this.
It's looking good, isn't it?
Look at this, guys.
Hey!
That was really good. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
OK, let's serve it.
Delish.
Oh, come on!
Yeah!
Come on then, yes, make space. There we go.
No problem, enjoy. You want some? Yeah, I'm coming.
It's got a real kick to it though, hasn't it? I don't like spicy food, but I like this.
I'm going to get more. Can we ask for seconds?
This is the real deal, yeah?
This is the real deal. Taste of Nigeria, man.
Mate, that marinade is something else.
That is so delicious.
Different to how you've ever had it before, isn't it?
Are you proud of what you've done, though?
I love it. I think it's brilliant. I think my mum would be super proud. Now I know how to make it, and I will do it when I get home as well.
Hey, guys, what do you think? Tinie Tempah, absolutely amazing.
What a cracking day. We've tucked into my crispy salt and pepper squid, our perky little poached pullet eggs, Jimmy's delicious DIY gelato, and Tinie's favourite Nigerian street food, soya beef kebabs. We hope you're inspired to get busy this weekend. Next time on Friday Night Feast, look at that. I'll be making the ultimate roast, an overnight slow-cooked shoulder of pork with all the trimmings.
That, my friends, is a feast.
I'll show you how to build your very own barbecue smoker.
I'm in meat heaven.
We're picking a food fight with the confusing food labels that are causing millions of tons of waste.
Cheese, absolutely fine. It tastes delicious.
And Downton Abbey star Hugh Bonneville is cooking his favourite Thai recipe.
Wow. That's really nice.
Me and my best mate Jimmy are back at our very own cafe here at the end of Southend Pier.
Who's hungry?
Because we're passionate about cooking up great food to share with friends and family.
Lovely flavour.
That's delicious. That's really, really good.
We've invited down a whole host of very special mates.
Hello.
To help out in the kitchen.
It's getting hot, it's getting hot, it's getting hot!
Because the weekends are for feasting. Thank food, it's Friday.
On tonight's menu,
Look at that.
I've got an epic 12-hour slow roast for you this weekend. An overnight meat melting off the bone shoulder of pork with all the trimmings.
That, my friends, is a feast.
I'll show you how to build an American-style barbecue smoker so you can get the authentic southern flavours at home.
Look at that. It's just falling to bits. I'm in meat heaven.
And we're off on a food fight to meet a couple of radical young cooks who want to get us all feasting on food destined for landfill.
In there are the good and great of Brighton.
And they're eating bin food.
Helping us out in the kitchen is my old student, Kerry Ann.
Couple more.
What, mugs? Yeah. I was going to say, I've got two. One's called Jimmy and one's called Jamie.
We've got a menu board full of amazing feasts for you to try this weekend.
And joining us is one of Britain's best-loved actors. It's only Hugh Bonneville. Look! Good to see you. Come and sit down.
Hello, sir. How lovely to see you. Welcome to the caf.
Thank you.
Hey, Kerry Ann. Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you too, Lord Grantham. May I get you a beer?
Do you know what? I think I might. No, I haven't got. Yeah, I've got a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Even better.
You seem to have been in every film going. Unbelievable array of films. Everything from Bond, you've been in Doctor Who, you've been in endless films, haven't you?
I've been very lucky. There's been quite a lot of variety.
And of course, Downton is a massive hit, isn't it? Huge in the States. One thing I want to ask you is that when you watch any period drama, they even get the right cows in the field from that period of time. When it comes to the food, they do the same with the food.
They work out what the dinner menus are, what course we're on, what the menu is, and all the little menu cards you see on the table, all poshly laid out. They've got the actual menu of what we're meant to have been eating, and We all look forward, I have to say, me in particular, to the breakfast scenes because they do cook fantastic sausages.
It's all right, everyone sees you have one mouthful, but on take 20, you've had about 20 sausages, and it's
I
all
really,
right.
yeah, I know. So now, if you notice, Maggie Smith never eats anything in Downton.
Do you think there's a little possibility then that maybe they'll want a little cameo role for a maybe chef that's not getting so much work these days?
I think move over Mrs. Patmore. I think it's, you know, young Master Oliver is here.
I'd like to know about your food from your childhood.
Where you live in. Yeah, I grew up in Blackheath in southeast London, and I was a 70s kid. So I've got lots of memories of sort of a lot of Coronation chicken going around.
Yes.
And a lot of things with au vin on the end. And a lot of Fanny Craddock. I was an early adopter of the pot noodles, you know, because that sort of rose up in my generation, really, in the early 80s, I suppose.
Time for the first feast on today's menu, and it couldn't be more different from an instant pot noodle. It's my indulgent, slow-cooked weekend roast.
We have got an incredible feast. It's a pork shoulder with the gravy, cracklings, an amazing potato and fennel al forno, the ultimate roast dinner.
As well as serving out to Hugh and the diners, I want to show you how to make it too.
For many of us, the weekend wouldn't be the weekend without a beautiful roast dinner. And this is the one. The shoulder of pork is an epic weekend feast.
Cooked overnight, this is a magnificent show-stopping feast of soft melting meat and, most importantly, lots and lots of lovely crackling.
The shoulder of pork here, right, this is my favourite cut of pork because I'll feed easily 20 people out of this. It's got the most marvellous marbling of fat that when it cooks, it melts, gives you flavour and tenderness, and it really is truly amazing.
I've taken off the skin, or your butcher will do this for you, for one very important reason.
When I slow cook meat, it's very hard to get the perfect crackling, okay? It's almost impossible, okay? So I'm gonna cook this crackling separately. This, however, is gonna go low and slow.
We're going to add some amazing flavour, so the first thing we're going to do is bash up a punchy rub in a pestle and mortar.
First, a heaped teaspoon of sea salt, 2 tablespoons of fennel seeds, a little bit of dried chilli. I just want that hidden hum. And then 3 or 4 little cloves. So then pound it up, give it a good old bash, muddle it, and look, you end up with this kind of beautiful handful of green heaven.
Rub the seasoning all over the meat on both sides. Then it's time for the gravy, created in the bottom of the pan whilst the meat is roasting.
So we're going to use 4 onions, 3 sticks of celery, 2 lovely apples, apple and pork, best friends.
Cut the fruit and veg into chunky wedges. You'll want to keep some of their texture during the long, slow cooking process.
In they go.
To guarantee full flavour, we're using beautiful aromatics, earthy sage, the warm woody flavour of bay leaves, and of course, garlic.
And then, cider. Beautiful. Pork and apples. Really, really good.
Place the pork on top and seal tightly with foil. Next, a great tip to guarantee crispy crackling. Simply cut the skin into thin strips.
And that way, perfect piece of crackling every time.
Season all the skin with salt and pack it tightly into an oven tray.
What you can do to make it super flat and super crunchy is just put another tray on top. And the weight of that tray will just make sure it's really crunchy.
It'll need 20 minutes at 240 degrees Celsius before taking off the top tray and cooking until golden and crispy.
Now, I'm not going to cook this until tomorrow. This will go in the fridge, but this, my friends, now I'm going to put this baby in the oven for about 10 to 12 hours at 130 degrees Celsius, okay? So it's quite low. And basically, that's it. Gravy done, meat done. This goes in now.
It's the long overnight cooking at a low, low temperature that guarantees soft, melting meat. 12 hours later, and we're ready to assemble this feast.
Okay, so the pork's been cooking all overnight, nice and low. I've also done my cracklings, a little bit of salt. And look at those, they're beautiful. And you can see how lovely and crunchy they've got. They'll be brilliant, hide them. Go and hide them. I've just taken the tin foil off of the pork just for a couple of minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, just to get that top of the fat getting crisp, okay? So let's get in there and show you what we've invested all of our love and time in. Oh, look at that. That, my friends, is a feast. After the long, slow cook, the meat is falling apart and beautifully perfumed with that fennel seed rub. Let me get a chunk and just show you. That's what we're talking about, guys. Just chunks of tender, gorgeous, gorgeous meat. And to top it all off, we've got those incredible strips of crispy crackling. Get 2 forks, and there's no right or wrong way to do it, ladies and gents, apart from just get stuck in. Oh, come on. Proper, tender, gorgeous meat. Guaranteed flavour every time. Serve up big, juicy chunks of meat with whatever veg you fancy. I'm going with a potato and fennel gratin. Top it with a shredded apple and mint salsa, and then pour on that flavour-packed gravy. Have a little ferret about, because you will find a lovely little chunk of apple and a nice little chunk of onion, and I love that. And finish off with everyone's favourite bit. Beautiful. What I love about this recipe, if you cook it like I said, it always works, no question. Meat tender, guaranteed. Juice, guaranteed. Cracklings, brilliant. And I know that everyone back in the cafe is just gonna love this. Guys, who's hungry? Okay, well don't wait for us. Come up here and we'll serve you. Me and Mr. Bonneville. It's posh school dinners today. Next, please. Good. She's queue jumping. There we go.
That is good.
That is beautiful. Oh, this has been worth waiting for.
My pork never tastes like that.
I'll be back next week, definitely.
Wow. It's been cooked overnight? 12 hours? Right. What do you make of the ultimate roast dinner?
That is absolutely delicious.
That was just the first of our weekend feasts. Hugh's in charge of today's special, and he's cooking for the entire cafe.
You on this show get to come and cook anything you want, and I'm going to teach you how to cook it. And your request was pad thai, wasn't it? Tell us a little bit about that.
About 8-9 years ago, I was filming in Thailand, and on our day off, me and a couple of my co-stars went for a walk across a hill, and we found this shack, this little roadside shack, and this guy cooked us simply grilled fish and this pad thai that was just intoxicating. And I'm no cook. I've tried to sort of recreate it to terrible effect, and I'd like to learn how to do one properly.
Well, the exciting thing is this photo here.
Ah, you got the photo?
You took that photo of the shack. Now, in this programme, we take our research really, really seriously because for us, we want to get you as close to that as possible. So we've had bloggers, journalists, local news crews trying to find this shack, okay, which is actually this one here. We found it now.
Oh my goodness.
And here's the cooks there.
Oh my goodness.
So this is the actual shack.
How did you do that? And that's extraordinary.
We've talked to these guys and we have the recipe. And I am going to show you how to do it.
I'm welling up here. That's really special. That's really special.
Chef Som does all the cooking, and her granddaughter, Tinie, serves the food.
Their family restaurant began as a simple shack 20 years ago, but has built up a reputation for serving some of the best food on the island.
I'm afraid you have had your time to chomp down. You've got to get in the kitchen now. Open on, get the pinny on.
Okay, here we go. I'm stripping off.
Here in our cafe in Southend, we've got a menu packed with delicious weekend feasts. And national treasure Hugh Bonneville is here to cook his favourite dish for the whole cafe.
I'm stripping off. I'm stripping off for this.
Get the penny on.
Ta-da!
Hugh's making pad thai. The best he ever had was in a shack in Thailand. And I found that shack and the owner and got her recipe.
Everything that you see here today, including the wok, is yours and you're taking home.
You're kidding me?
Because you're going to own it this weekend.
Okay, you're on.
The secret to a great pad thai is to have everything prepped and ready for fast stir frying.
So what we're going to do next is all assembly.
Okay.
And that's when the music goes on and you can have a little bit of the old wine and we'll prepare these things. But then when it comes to cooking, 2 minutes.
Okay.
First up, a crunchy garnish. Toast some unsalted peanuts with a traditional Thai ingredient, dried shrimps.
Sweet and a real bang of flavour.
And add a splash of sesame oil.
Grab a little of that dried chilli over there. And that's just going to spice it up a bit. Let's have a look at your tossing action.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
I wasn't copying you very well.
So the whole point, and look, this is, I mean...
Humiliating.
No, you won't be, because when you leave this cafe, I assure you, you'll be brilliant. Okay? So there's a really great way to practice it at home. Put a load of sea salt in here, and then you just, while it's cold, just go around the kitchen and just do that. So try and shake it. That's all. Yeah, salt in the eye. That's it, slightly less aggressive. That's it, that's nice. And then ultimately, you want to be in a situation in life where you're doing this.
A two-handed tosser, look at that.
And it says a lot about me, doesn't it? So, mate, you really need to learn this because you've got to cook, honestly, for all these people.
No pressure, no pressure.
And also, they've all told me they're really hungry.
Once the nuts and dried shrimp are lightly toasted, get them into a pestle and mortar.
Would you mind just bashing that for me?
I can smash that to bits for you.
Now for the real deal pad thai sauce. Chef Som's recipe starts with palm sugar.
There's going to be a few ingredients here that you can swap out for British things, like, you know, palm sugar. You can use brown sugar. But of course, when you start adding them all together, that's what makes it really authentic.
Next, tangy tamarind paste, diluted with a splash of water and fish sauce.
Please never ever drop this like I did in my kitchen. It will ruin everything in your life. Smell that, it's fish sauce. Smells like hell, but used correctly through a recipe is amazing. Now, this is it. The only thing I would do is a little splash of vinegar to give it that sourness. You've already got the sourness in the tamarind.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of the base right there. So sauce, done. Sweet radish. Have a little look at that. Again, really not in our kind of British sort of mindset. Sweet, sour. Quite, you know, it's got the elements of almost Japanese pickles.
Yeah.
Okay? But these are the flavours that are going to make pad thai legitimate.
Chef Som's recipe also uses bean sprouts, shallots, chili and tofu.
I think a lot of Brits get confused with tofu. They think that tofu's there to replace meat. You know, like mozzarella, it's made with real care and pride.
Silken tofu is another wholly authentic ingredient and a great carrier of flavour.
If you could, Hugh, you'd use my razor-sharp knife, just cut it in the middle and then across into little centimetre dices.
And just for that extra special bit of love, I'm going to add some fresh prawns.
The last thing is herbs, and of course you can use regular chives. Well, I've been to the Chinese Asian supermarket and we've got the Asian ones. This is what you would have had in yours, so you can hold that. I've got the lovely Asian basil, okay? Just smells a bit more peppery.
Wow, it does.
Okay? You could make this with regular chives. You can make this with regular basil, but I want to give you the real deal because you're worth it. So far, are you happy to do all this at home? Are you feeling this is technically
I'm
up
still
your
not sure about me tossing technique.
I'm going to leave you on your own, just to toss away with some cold rice.
Okay.
And remember, angle it down, toss up, and I'm going to leave you, you just got to crack on, mate.
Rice everywhere. This is terrible. This is terrible. It's getting better. It's getting better. It's going to be fine.
While Hugh perfects his wrist action, next on the menu, we're heading to Brighton for our latest fight against food waste. In the UK, we've gone date crazy. All of us are chucking out millions of pounds worth of perfectly edible food just because we don't understand the complicated dates on the packets.
I think the whole issue of use by date, sell by date confuses people so much. People see that little date on a packet and go, oh, I'm not having that, throw it in the bin. To cut through all that nonsense,
would be great.
It's time to set the record straight. Use-by dates matter. If a product goes past its use-by date, don't eat it. But the rest are up for grabs. Best before and display until dates have nothing to do with food safety. They've been introduced by the supermarkets and manufacturers to rotate stock and indicate quality. Judging if it's good enough to eat is entirely up to you.
Whatever happened to, bottle the milk, smell the milk? Oh, that's all right. And the same with all foods, I think.
Just getting back to proper, old-fashioned, touch it, feel it, sniff it. This is what your grandparents did, your great-great-grandparents. This is what humans have done forever until the last 40 years.
We're all throwing this stuff away, and so are our shops, supermarkets and delis. The whole system is under fire, and experts agree that best before and display until dates are responsible for creating a waste mountain.
It's estimated around 7.2 million tonnes a year is thrown away. That is perfectly fine to eat.
That's a fair old bit of landfill right there.
That is, isn't it? But think about the people you could feed with that. Think about the resources you could save with that.
We're off to meet two pioneers who are fighting for just that. Sam Joseph and Connor Walsh are rescuing food that's gone past its best before or display until dates and turning it into great meals at their real junk food cafes in Bristol and Leeds.
So Sam, look at what I've just got back today.
Well, we've got spring greens here. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with them. Bread, we can either just serve it with the food or we can make bread and butter pudding.
They've persuaded their local shops, supermarkets and delis to donate out-of-date food so they can cook it up before it gets binned.
They want to roll this out. They want the real junk food cafe to be rolled out across the nation, utilising food that's going to be wasted, but they need a bit of help.
I tell you what's brilliant is the fact that there's young people passionate about doing it and have the vision to want to roll it out. And yes, it's answering a problem that's disgusting and none of us like.
The boys want to open a cafe here in Brighton, and I'm excited to see how we can help them do that.
Nice to meet you, Sam.
Nice to meet you.
They've brought with them a range of produce to show us the kind of food they get to work with.
This cheese, that's beyond its best before?
Yeah, that's over a week beyond its best before that.
This cheese is absolutely fine. It tastes delicious.
Yeah. My missus is like ninja on that. Any dates on the pack, gone.
There's loads of different foods here which their main purpose is so they last longer, so they don't need a date. You've got jam here.
So that's 5 years out of date?
Yeah.
Open it up, let's taste it.
Let's test it.
It's in perfect nick.
Yeah.
No mould or anything like that.
No, lovely.
Tastes delicious. So look, pumpkins, squashes, these are perfect for storing for months and months and months. We all know that. Why is there a display date on it?
So that display date is only on there for the supermarkets. It's their way...
For the staff?
For the staff and for the managers, for their systems, to know when that food's come in and when it's gone out.
That's not for the consumer?
It's not for the consumer. It shouldn't exist. It doesn't have any benefit for the consumer.
No wonder the public's confused. So there's only one really important date as far as public health is concerned.
Exactly.
And that's the use-by date.
In their cafes, the boys never use food past its use-by date, but anything else is fair game. That said, drumming up custom for a cafe serving food that's destined for the bin isn't going to be easy.
If we talk to the general public and said we're going to create some dishes using food that's out of date, what do you think the average response is going to be?
Fear, I think, and not wanting to taste it. I think, yeah, people get very scared. People are very worried about food.
To help the boys launch a new cafe in Brighton, we need to test the market to see if the locals are brave enough to eat bin food.
Let's do a little pop-up tonight, feed it to some local sort of dignitaries or whatever you want to call it.
Well, you're going to need a lot of ingredients then, aren't you?
Yeah.
First step, we need to rustle up some food donations. So I'm heading off with Connor to see who's up for getting involved.
Hi there.
Hi, how you doing? Connor.
I'm Jim, nice to see you. Hi, Jim. We've come for your waste. I know it sounds a bit weird.
Shops don't legally have to take food off the shelves if it's past its best before date, but most do. They want to get fresh stock out that they can sell at full price, and they know that most of us wouldn't buy out-of-date food anyway.
Fortunately, we have some flour here, which is just past its best before. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.
Look at this. Ooh, now you're talking. No, it's like a Christmas hamper.
Unfortunately, it's gone past its best before date.
But in fact, there's nothing really wrong with it at all, is there? Now, these guys are trying to set something up called the Real Junk Food Project.
Right.
Set up a little cafe. So if we could get something off the ground, would you be happy supplying stuff that's gone past its best before date?
Sure, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So a few more boxes, be on our way.
Let's go.
Wow, look at that, lovely. So imagine if there was a fantastic little cafe in Brighton that could take your waste and turn them into fantastic meals.
That'd be great.
Yeah, do you want to be part of that?
Yeah.
Thanks for these.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Take care.
The response from shops and delis has been great. People want to see out-of-date food put to good use. But will anyone want to eat it?
You all right, mate? How's it going?
Good.
We're going to have to pull out all the stops to win the town round to the idea of a waste food cafe. Back at the cafe, I'm serving up panzanella salad made with stale bread and over-ripened squishy tomatoes that were destined for the bin.
We're wasting so much food in this country, and you can turn it into fantastic dishes like this.
This is really good.
There's nothing wrong with it. It tastes amazing. You wouldn't know once it's on your plate, so...
Do you throw a lot of stuff out? I mean,
No,
do you look at labels?
My mum, in fact, is very proud of the fact she's got some jam in her fridge from about 1973.
Here in Southend, we're tucking into some proper weekend feasts.
So far, we've served up Jamie's ultimate slow roast pork and an Italian classic, panzanella salad.
Yay! But now, it's all about today's special. Hugh Bonneville's pad thai. He fell in love with the dish at a shack in Thailand, and after tracking down the owner, I'm teaching him a recipe inspired by Chef Som's family recipe. OK, so the moment of truth has come. OK. We've got all the ingredients ready, so now it's all about a fast and furious stir-fry. Let's go for it. You ready?
Oh, crumbs. OK, here we go.
Once I've taught Hugh the basics, he'll have to cook for the whole cafe. In with the onions, and then grab nuts and prawns and go in with your half of the nuts and prawns.
Grabbing everything else too. Stay there. Stay there. Wait your turn, bean sprout.
And then we're back to our tossing action. Try and hold it over the heat so it's not cooling down. Then we can take our prawn in to that mix, give it a little toss very quickly. And then when we've done that, we're going to go in with our lovely pickled radish. Then we're going to go in with our lovely Chinese chives here. And then we're going to go in with egg and just kind of shake it flat. That's it. And just let it kind of almost go like an omelette. And then I'm going to add your tamarind sauce. And now we need to toss again, my friends. And it's completely changing. Go in with bean sprouts, tofu, and half the basil.
This is carnage.
We'll finish it off with the noodles. And at this time, we've sort of really achieved what we wanted to achieve, which is our sort of base for our pad thai.
While Hugh cracks on, I'm going to show you a DIY build that'll give you the most smoky, tender barbecued meat you've ever tasted. The latest food trends have seen the rise and rise of the heavy-duty American-style barbecue smokers that can be used all year round to turn cheap cuts of meat into super tender, flavour-packed feasts.
This is about slow meat that just falls apart.
Originating in the Deep South, offset barbecues cook the meat slowly in hot smoke away from the direct heat of the coals.
The meat's got to be constantly caressed by lots and lots of flavoursome smoke coming out the firebox.
Supersized models from America can cost thousands of pounds, but I've come up with a smaller upcycle version you can make for 60 quid using a pair of old sinks.
I need to start with my heat source, and this old saucepan will do the trick because it can deal with high temperatures.
First up, I'm going to turn the lid into a hinged opening for the firebox. So grab your angle grinder, chop it into two, and then attach it back together with a large hinge.
I love doing this tinkering, but every time I'm doing this, in my head is the theme tune to the A-Team. You know, they would get locked into a shed and be left with a bog roll, a tennis racket and a go-kart and come out with a tank. I get locked into a shed and I come out with a barbecue. So, you see how that's going to work now, can't you?
The saucepan will be filled with burning coals, and offset to the side will be the sink chamber where the meat will sit. So you'll need to join these two together.
You pick up old sinks anywhere. You look in any old skip, just use your sink in there. Ask before you take it out. There we go. Look at that. So you can start to see it's coming together. What I want to do now is just mark out a little flap. It's going to be like a letterbox that acts as a baffle. So when the smoke comes along, it's directed down and then up and around the meat.
Use your angle grinder to cut the flap. It's the key to giving your meat that delicious smoky taste.
There we go, you can see that?
To help with the airflow, I'm going to make a chimney from an old tin can. To fix it in place, cut a hash symbol along the bottom, and then wearing heavy-duty gloves, carefully fold these flaps back into the sink.
There we go. Bingo. Time to put it together. This little tea trolley, it's going to make the perfect little stand.
You can pick up an old tea trolley on an auction site, or any upcycled metal stand will do.
Now, to light the fire. This is the exciting bit.
You'll need to let your barbecue heat up before you're cooking it. So while I'm waiting, time to get my meat ready.
Anybody that knows beef loves brisket. It comes from the muscle that runs all the way down the front of the animal. Absolutely packed with flavour because it's the muscle that does so much work. But with muscles that do lots of work, it can be quite tough if you cook it in the wrong way. But by cooking it low and slow, it becomes lovely and unctuous, the kind of meat that just falls apart. So what I'm going to do with this beautiful bit of brisket is make a lovely little dry rub.
Add a sprinkle of sea salt, a pinch of pepper, a few chilli flakes, and give it a good old rub.
Oh, do you know, it's like any muscle when you're stressed, you know, you're all like that, aren't you? Nice bit of massaging, working in those flavours. Also, just releasing the tension in the meat.
Tie your brisket with string and add a splash of olive oil.
Right, in you go. Oh, listen to that sizzle. Now, the real secret that's going to put so much flavour into this are these guys, these wood chips. Now, I've got sweet chestnut, which adds a lovely sweetness, mellow smoke to it, but also whiskey barrels chipped up. Lovely. I mean, oh, they smell incredible. If I was a beaver, I would just eat those right now. They're going to go in. That's red hot, so gloves on. Woo! Look at those coals. Just sling them in. Now, don't think this is something you can just leave. You've got to think of it as a living, breathing entity. It needs feeding. It's like a dragon. You've got to keep feeding it if you want to get that wonderful, smoky, kissed meat. Look, 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 look. It's going to be awesome.
This size brisket should take 7 or 8 hours to cook at around 110 degrees. You'll need to keep topping up the coals and wood chips every half hour. After 4 hours, take your brisket out and wrap it in foil.
And I want to capture all those flavours. Don't want it drying out. There we go, a lovely little parcel. Back in you go, my sweet. Right, time to get this beauty out. Whoa, come on. 7 odd hours cooking, look at it. Oh, the colour is amazing, but the smells, and look at all those lovely juices. Right, let's get into this. Oh, look at that. That beautiful, gorgeous crust, and then as you break through it, the meat just rolls away. Got to taste some of this. Look at that. It's just falling to bits. It is so tender. Oh, it's so decadent. All that time cooking is well worth the wait. That lovely beefiness, but best of all is that smoke, that smoky flavour. You don't get better brisket than this. It's meat heaven. Have a go, tuck in.
So delicious.
what you're eating here, beautiful bit of brisket, but you can do anything you want. Lovely bit of pork belly, shoulder of pork, you name it.
I'm so impressed. This is tender, delicious, legitimate old school smoking.
I think I might have to build myself a smoker.
Hugh, can I persuade you just to leave your noodles and come over here? Taste this. 8-hour brisket, absolutely delicious. What do you think of that?
Gonna go with my moustache. Oh, it's very, very good.
Isn't it? Isn't it? Get back to work, Lord Grantham. I was taking it.
It's late afternoon, and our menu of weekend feasts is going down a storm in the cafe.
But our diners still had today's special to come, Hugh Bonneville's Pad Thai.
With the stir-frying in hand, now I'm going to show him how to finish off the perfect portion.
Now we're going to serve it up. So, well, you just kind of pinch it and then go into the middle. All of it can go in, my friend.
This is one thing?
It's actually, it's 2 portions and they're going to share it.
Ah, I see. It's all about sharing. How lovely.
And then just to finish, some little bits of mint from a height.
Okay, from a height. It's all about the height.
Yes. Well, it is, because then it kind of goes evenly everywhere. And then don't forget your nuts that you bashed.
Okay.
And now it's raining nuts. And then a little bit of chilli. And is it starting to look a little bit more familiar to what you were saying now?
Yeah.
And then all we've got to do now, mate, is eat it.
Now, if I've got it right, tasting this should take you back all the way to that shack in Thailand.
Wow. That's really nice. It's really nice. And the prawns work really well.
A few little memories coming back there?
Yeah. It is amazing how a meal can be so evocative, you know, a simple, in our case, a little half-an-hour stop at a shack somewhere, and it's like a photograph in your mind. It's pretty delicious, and it just takes you back to a moment, like a piece of music. It just takes you...
Guys, it's all lovely, very, very cosy, chit-chat. You've got 30 people out there to feed, so can you get a wiggle on?
Right. Not even going to pretend that I know how to chop well, otherwise I'll take my fingers off. Okay. What am I missing? What am I missing apart from talent?
While Hugh summers up his stir-fry mojo, it's time to head back to our junk food fight.
Twenty-somethings Connor and Sam are turning food destined for the bin into deliciously healthy dishes fit enough for paying customers.
This cheese was beyond its best before.
Yeah, that's over a week beyond its best before that.
This cheese is absolutely fine. Their first calf has fed over 10,000 people.
Thank you.
And saved over 20 tons of food that would otherwise have gone to waste. And now they have their sights set on Brighton.
Wouldn't that be amazing if you could have one in every town in Britain?
Yeah. We've got the supply chain sorted. We've come for your waste. I know it sounds a bit weird. Wow, look at that, lovely.
But the next step is the biggie. We need to see if the people of Brighton will eat the food that was destined for the bin.
I think, yeah, people get very scared. People are very worried about food.
So we've invited the great and the good of the town to a food waste feast.
We've got about an hour and a half to knock together a load of grub out of this waste food. You know, I'm doing some peppers out there, which I'll marinate and dress. They'll be spectacular. The peppers are actually better for being, like, not quite that peachy at its best. They'll be incredible. I'm doing some flatbreads because there's a few dips coming out of this section.
Yeah, we've got a banana cake in the oven, like a banana bread, and we're just making up some fruit smoothies.
And as time is tight, I've drafted in some help from Matty Bowling, head chef of award-winning Brighton restaurant Terre à Terre, and Douglas McMaster from Silo, Britain's very first zero-waste restaurant.
Douglas has got some lovely scallion-type onions there. He's got a mushroom soup on the go.
Mushroom broth, and then I'm just going to roast these and fold them in at the end.
Nice.
I'm going to make some rice fritters out of this here, and then I'm going to blitz half of it up and then fold in whole rice too to give it texture.
Everyone feeling good? Everyone got what they need?
Oh, yeah.
Every item on the menu is being made with out-of-date food donated by shops and delis. Great produce that was heading for the bin. All right, guys, how's it all going?
Hello.
Yeah, not too bad.
The mayor and mayoress have just turned up.
Okay.
You've got a number of local actors that are here, all sorts.
Brilliant.
So you've got to impress. To help ease our guests into a more forgiving mood,
we've knocked up some tasty little cocktails made with out-of-date booze, fruit and mixers.
So guys, that looks amazing. Can I have a little go?
That's a good one. Look at that.
Drinks are served as our guests arrive, all eager to see what's on the menu, but perhaps a little bit nervous about eating it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, honoured guests. Come forward, so lovely to see you all. You guys are in for such a treat. We have got the most wonderful meal prepared for you, but the most amazing thing about it, it's all made from ingredients that was destined for landfill, would have been thrown away. Come forward, get yourself a drink. Okay, guys, come in and get some food.
So let's see how our diners feel about eating food that's past its best.
Do you throw stuff away if it's out of date?
Yes, I'm afraid I do.
If you enjoy this meal this evening, would you actually reassess rather than throwing stuff away if it's gone beyond its best before date?
Yes.
I'm going to put some almond in this cucumber.
I'm right beside you, mate. I have total faith in the power. So, boys, not long now until we serve up to the locals.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention? Once again, thank you all so much for coming and being part of this event. Food waste is such an important issue and we all have to do something about it. You've tasted your cocktails, now it's time for the food, so I hope you are all very hungry.
There's a delicious, rich and earthy mushroom broth, various meze and dips made from the vegetables that were being thrown away by local supermarkets, roasted new potatoes, an array of salads, and fresh Indian flatbreads made from the out-of-date flour from the local delis.
It's time to tuck in. Ladies and gents, what's the verdict?
Lovely.
The food seems to be going down well with the VIP crowd, and the hope is they'll support the project and help spread the word around town.
Thank you for coming. Local people, people in the community, some people that have got the advantage of some sway and opinion in this town. This isn't funky or quirky. It's not a kind of missight, it's not a little problem, it's a humongous problem. Now, I'm upset about it, but these boys are really angry about it.
What's so inspirational about you guys is that you're coming up with a solution, and I think we all need to get round and back these guys. So guys, this has been amazing, yeah?
What a day. What a day.
You should be so proud of yourself, because I think what you've done is really bring this issue to the fore, and in there are the good and great of Brighton.
And they're eating bin food.
Bringing it back to earth again, brother. That's what I love about you.
So guys, after the feast at Brighton, what was the response? What's happened?
Directly from that meal, he got offered some kitchen equipment there and then, on the spot.
Brilliant. So the whole thing is happening.
It's happening,
a cafe will be in Brighton.
A cafe will be in Brighton, yes.
Amazing, amazing.
And even in Leeds, in the last 10 days, we've had 2 new cafes open.
There's no stopping you boys, is there?
Anything else on the radar that's been going on with you guys?
We got an email through saying that we'd just been listed as one of Britain's 50 new radicals. So that was really exciting.
Wow.
Oh, so you're collecting awards now?
Yeah.
So when you were at this event, collecting the awards, did you nip out round the back and go around the bins afterwards? And then
I did actually
fill a bag up?
I took some of the cakes home to bring to these guys.
Brilliant. OK, guys, you still hungry?
Starving.
Hugh, how's that pad thai doing?
I'm in the zone now.
Yeah, that's beautiful, Hugh. All you got to do now is just wind your button.
Mind what?
Your bottom.
My bottom? Oh.
Yes, just... You've got to style it, mate, that's the thing.
Authentic!
Prawns and nuts are going in. Big prawns going in now.
Yes, Bonneville, that's what I'm talking about, boy.
It's gone very quiet over there. I'm beginning to sweat. There we go. Service.
Thank you very much. Pad Thai, lovely people.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. That's delicious. Really authentic. Wow. Really crunchy.
What did you do on your day off? Lord Grantham cooked your lunch?
Look at all those folks out there. They're all tucking away. Yeah. Doing a great job. Everyone's smiling.
How do you feel about it? You happy?
Well, it's great because I'm not a natural in the kitchen, and it's been a lot of fun. And recreating a dish that was a very special snapshot in my memory bank. It's been lovely. It's been great fun. Cheers.
Good man. Well, cheers to you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen,
cheers, everyone.
Hugh's Pad Thai.
Oi! Mine, thank you.
We've served up some seriously tempting feasts for the weekend. A slow-cooked shoulder of pork with plenty of cracklings, Jimmy's smoky barbecue brisket, and Hugh Bonneville's favourite Pad Thai. We hope you're inspired to get busy this weekend. Next time on Friday Night Feast, I'll be making delicious Japanese ramen with noodles and pork belly.
Absolutely delicious.
I'll show you how to build your very own rotisserie for the juiciest, crispiest chicken you'll ever taste.
You've got to treat yourself. You've got to do this.
We uncover a shocking story of food waste in the farming industry.
We are talking about thousands upon thousands of tons of food.
And superstar songstress Ellie Goulding is making a healthy version of a dirty burger.
Everyone, Ellie's cooking now.